Wendy Bell Radio is live.
Hey, happy birthday, Brock. Happy 50. Look at that. Look at that stupid look on your face. I even wore my Michael Jackson jacket just in case, right? Just in case I needed to, I don't know, burst out and do some dancing for you guys or something for Brock's birthday. You never know. A moonwalk. Got my Harley Davidson boots on, camo pants. Let's go. We're ready.
Wow.
So how are you, Brock? Hop back on. Let's see what you're doing. First of all, can we talk about this real quick? Can you, honestly, you know that I don't blow sunshine. Yes, Brock?
Correct.
Okay.
Neither one of us do. What's the purpose?
All right, here. I'm going to hold this up and you tell me what comes to mind.
Everybody drinking it and you only get one cup. These
damn people here.
I'm telling you what.
How much more do we have to give?
Yeah,
we
right?
gave them the freaking Pebble Ice
Pebble
thing.
Ice
Come
maker.
on now. We give them a total daily supply of the best coffee ever, and then they drink it all.
How about a relax on the rent or something?
Something. I'm telling you what, guys. Look.
Yeah. It's off to, I have to put it. Please remind me. This is going to be
CrescentMountainCoffee.com. CrescentMountainCoffee.com. This is the best one.
Is Jim watching?
This is his favorite. Yes, he puts it up on in his store.
Jim, can you send whole bean of each?
Yeah. Whole bean. I asked him to last time, and he shined me on.
Put it on a tab. I'll pay you back, of course. Thank you to everyone who sent a birthday card, by the way, or the gentleman who sent the clock from Oregon.
Oh,
thank you.
We got so many nice things.
It's hard for me to carry it all in.
We've got window decals that somebody made. So lovely. Thank you so much. Know that we get everything that you said. Literally, I walked to the post office box and May, the woman behind the counter, was like, "Whoa, Miss Bell, don't you go anywhere." And I was like, "Oh." Usually there's a little note or something in the box that says, "You've got packages. Come see me." There was nothing. So I was walking out. She's like, "Whoa, Miss Bell, get back here." And then she comes out with a cart and brings it to the car. And I'm like, she's like, "It's clearly somebody's birthday." And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
The only thing that I want is a 4K day.
Wow. A 4K day. You know what that means. That means if you are on the stream right now and you're communicating with us and you know we love you. Hello, good morning. What's up, Alexander? Hi, Cher. What's going on, Jan Tiedman? Hi, Susie. All of you, Demanda, right? Hit the button for us. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's do 4K today. Let's do it so that we don't have to stress out about it. And so you don't have to hear me freaking nag.
Let's see how many people text me during the show, which I want to strangle them.
My kids do to me. I'm like, you know where I am. What are you doing? Right? It's not complicated.
So my sister-in-law are coming into town for the weekend.
Oh, that's so nice.
And he just texted me, "I'll pay for the whole bean." You cheap mother. It means he just didn't get me anything.
Oh,
that's all that means. That's all that means. He's trying to get out of it. I see how it is.
What happens, Tom?
Right?
If I see you, you
cheap
know.
SOB.
All right, let me tell you about a couple things. I want to tell you, first of all, Healthy Cell is dropping something big next week. I'm super excited about it. I start taking it today. It is a new formula. It's sitting right here. I'm going to say it's really a lot for women, but it's good for men. You hear me talk, osteoporosis is going to be something that I have to deal with. I'm a slight, slender person. I have a very small bone structure, right? And I could drink a cow and it's not going to change what happens with my bones. This is going to be one of those things that changes that. HealthyCell.com/Wendy. HealthyCell.com/Wendy. Get the best supplements in your life. Get them in a microgel form. Get them into your body. Get them digested 165%. Better than popping a pill. I'm just going to tell you, it is a game changer. When you go to HealthyCell.com/Wendy, don't be like, well, maybe I'm only going to try this one. You're going to want to try a bunch. And if it's your first order, you really want to try a bunch because it's 20% off. Then I want to tell you quickly about CB Distillery. CBDistillery.com. I want you to use the promo code RUMBLE. Look, gummies for sleep, for stress. Then there's the roll-on and the oils that they have for pain relief. 25% off right now, site-wide. Use the promo code RUMBLE. This is the company I use And these are, of course, and this is what a gummy looks like, okay? It's a little square. It looks like it's dipped in
Way
granulated
better than the
sugar.
Sour Patch Kids you used to eat.
I'm telling you what, lights out, pain-free, stress gone, boom, 25% off right now, cbdistillery.com. Promo code Rumble. I wanted to just get through those talking points with you because I love our sponsors. I really believe in what they do, and I really believe that there is benefit for you in trying these products. And I don't think it breaks the bank. If it was too much, I'd be like, but it's not.
Let me say, I love you guys. You do not have to donate money. Zeppelin to defer the carbon tax on Brock's birthday candles.
Oh,
$76, $50. Here's get a cigar. That's a hell of a cigar.
Oh, that's so nice. We love you guys. Happy birthday, Brock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to your daily dose of facts to fight off the liberal gaslighting.
You can be in the middle of a hurricane.
You have sanctuary in the city of Chicago.
Or you can be on a calm day. North is still north. You could be in a thunderstorm.
I am angry. We are not going back. Not ever.
North is still north. People can yell at you.
The hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them.
North is still north. It doesn't change fundamental things. And in this business, right is still right, even if you stand by yourself.
We don't get fooled again. No.
Live across the fruited plain and from sea to shining sea, we're converting the Marxist left 1 hour at a time on the Wendy Bell radio program.
Well, hello and happy Friday, America. Welcome home to the Wendy Bell radio program, wendybellradio.com. Look, if you type nothing else into your computer today except that, wendybellradio.com, and you download our app or you go to wherever you get your favorite podcasts and you plug in those 3 words, you're going to get common sense conservative values with a promise that we will not lie to you. And if I ever get it wrong, you will be the first to know about it. That is what we do. It is not complicated. It is going to be a great show. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about. Kristi Noem lighting up Capitol Hill yesterday. No wonder the Democrats are desperate for you to believe that Donald Trump just can't stand her anymore. He's ready for somebody new. Please, you've got a rock solid A team, and you're seeing them in action. I'm delighted to share all the news of the day. Get you ready for the weekend. I'm delighted you're here. Thank you, and welcome home. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. You know, I got to say, I was super fussy yesterday for a whole host of reasons, and then at the end of the day, it all came clear to me what I was really holding inside. Man, I got to tell you, all of you out there who have loved a child before, whether or not you are the biological parent. You could be a grandparent, you could be an aunt, an uncle, a neighbor, a friend. It does not matter. Watching your kids, watching people you love go through the phases, the heartbreak and the excitement of growing up, it's pins and needles. This is college application time in my house, right? And it's like, I didn't realize how tightly wound I was inside until I found myself standing in my kitchen with my hands clenched. And I'm like, oh my God, relax. What is going on? Well, of course, it's because last night at 6:00, the news was going to come out that my twins were either going to make it or not make it into one of their favorite schools that they've applied to. All of the decisions come out before the new year. And so this is going to be a very interesting couple weeks in our house. So far, we're batting 1,000, which is great. A lot of the safety schools have come in. But I was absolutely a wreck. Are you going to get in? Are you not going to get in? Are you going to feel bad if you don't? What? And with twins, right? And they're applying to a lot of the same places. It's like, what if one does yes and one does no. What happens then, right? There's no manual for that. And the decision came down. It was Clemson University. And I'm so excited. Both of them got in. They got into their respective majors, if you will. And I stood there and I almost wanted to cry. Like, oh, thank goodness. This is like the big hurdle. There's more coming. And then I thought about it. This is going to be my last Christmas setting up the house with my kids. They're all going to be gone. It's going to be two of us. That's going to be so weird. You ever get that feeling that all you're doing is racing to a finish line? And the days feel long, but the years go by so quickly, and then all of a sudden it's there, and you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not ready for this. It's like parents, we go through the same thing our kids do. Walking through that next door, that next chapter. It's all we've worked for. It's what we do. Whatever your future is as a child, whether it's college, trade school, whatever. And I sat there in my kitchen. I almost burst into tears. I'm like, I am emotionally a wreck. I need therapy. I know you were going to say something.
Unstable.
I am emotionally unstable. Yes, I am. It's hard to care about someone or something so much that you can taste it. It's hard to describe how much we love and how much you maybe don't want to because it's risky. And your heart can be broken, right? My kids celebrated this big decision with themselves, which is perfect. Nobody came running up the stairs to tell me. I was in my bedroom listening as they opened up their emails. And I guess that's what we do, right? You want your kids ultimately to leave and to start their own thing, to be their own people, to light their own path, blaze it in their way. You just don't want to be forgotten, How selfish. Like I'm sitting here, I'm almost in tears. How selfish. I'm looking at my kids in this huge accomplishment, which they've done. Like I never looked at their homework. I never nagged them about their tests. I never asked them about their grades. I never asked them about which colleges they were going to. I don't even know. Bobby got into some school in Florida. I didn't even know he applied to. I'm like, okay, I'm totally not a part of this at all. Isn't this what we set our kids up to be? Yeah. See, I'm looking at this landscape that we're in right now. There's so much hoo-ha going on about, affordability and all of the stuff with the illegals and all this just bad actors in politics. And it's so disappointing. And it's such a turnoff. And you can easily see how people would flip the switch and be like, I can't take it. I don't want to get involved in politics. It doesn't have any role in my life. It has every role in your life because everything they've done to the family that is the United States of America. And they's kind of ubiquitous. There's a lot of theys. It's uniparty people. It's swamp rats. It's people like Mitch McConnell. It's Chuck Schumer. It's Barack Obama. It's the Clintons. It's the Bushes. It's George Soros. It's all of these people. Klaus Schwab. It's the imperialists. It's people who forever want war. It's people who trample on you and your freedom and your ability to go to bed with a peaceful mind. Because they're selfish and greedy. It's all about power. And I'm so tired of it. It's so frustrating. I wish we could graduate out of this. The way my sons will graduate out of their teenage years. They will walk through the door, become men, adult men. They will pack up. They will go. And whether they go somewhere together or separately, I have great confidence in who they are and what they're going to do. I have great confidence in who we are and what we want to do in this country. And there is a stark contrast between that idea and the people who want to stop us, people who are fighting for all the wrong causes, people who are championing all the wrong people, whether they be illegal aliens or criminals who get bounced off after doing terrible things, get released back into the streets to terrorize us again. Or it's just dumb people with bad policy that cost us so much money. It's never enough money. And then lo and behold, the family of the United States of America looks in the mirror at the holidays and is like, well, dang, it doesn't leave you feeling terribly festive. You've got a president who sees that. He might be a billionaire, but he's not disconnected to your checking account or from your checking account. He knows damn well what he got. He knows damn well where he wants it to go. And along the way, this journey, he's got to deflect all of this fake news, mumbo jumbo, anonymous sources. Oh my gosh, did you hear? And he's like, all I want to do is set up our family so that the kids who are graduating today go out and have the tools they need to enjoy the American dream. It's the greatest hope for our kids. Just go out and be happy. Find something you want to do. Do it to the best of your ability. Wake up every day and say, God, I am so blessed. And if it means long hours, good. Because you know what? We've done it too. The weekends, the holidays, the crazy shifts, the lousy pay. The climbing up the ladder, the being disappointed by bosses, annoyed by coworkers, doing things that you know don't fulfill you, so that one day maybe, just maybe, you can. To my sons and to your children and to all of the young people of this country, you are part of a family. And there's a parental unit that's on your side, that believes in you. And they're trying to unravel all of the nightmare crap that has held you down and told you no and scrambled your mind and confused your bodies. He's saying, come back, have some faith, realize it's going to take some time, but that I believe in you. Shouldn't you believe in me? When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, well, Jasmine Crockett, like, what do you want to say about that, right? I just have to drop the name. You imagine what you want to imagine there. She's going to be redistricted out of her spot in Congress. Aw. So she thinks that she's going to fail over to the Senate. So she drops kind of a challenge to the GOP. Oh, yeah? Challenge accepted. And did she get embarrassed? Enjoy every delicious moment of it next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. I so wasn't planning on saying any of that to you at all. I wasn't even thinking about talking about my kids. Then all of a sudden it was like, bleh. Oh, okay.
Well, I think we were all waiting. I mean, you told me last night. It's a big thing. It's a big thing to get into a school you want to get into.
It's a huge gauge for me after going through DEI bullcrap. Yes. Right? Michael was relatively unfazed. Jack got screwed by COVID. Michael did too, but Jack really did. All of that was just, I mean, literally, he dropped out of a premier university because he was like, you're not down with my values and I'm not coming here. I want to do something else. And he went and pivoted all on his own. I watched Ryan, my third son, right? You know, have great grades, great classes, great service, amazing mission trips, knock out of the park SAT, like blows my 1080 out of the water. Like all of that, 100% get rejected from literally everywhere. DEI garbage. And now, 2 years after that, the pendulum is swinging, right? Is there going to be room for white, straight Catholic boys again? They were basically excommunicated, so it's interesting to see if they're coming back. I'm here to report on the resurrection of the young white straight boy, right? There's room for you in our society. The left doesn't think there is, but there is. I'm on your side. So is this president. Let's talk about Blood Flow 7. Look, I know you guys, they have to be so delighted because the emails I get from y'all are amazing. Bloodflow7.com. So Alpha Gold Male is sort of like the sister product, but it's specifically for the men. It's specifically for testosterone. It's specifically for that benefit. It's specifically to address things like cortisol levels that you don't want. Did I just remind you to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, if you want a game changer in your life, where did it go? No. Oh. That's called that's called
fear.
panic.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, no. This is it. Bloodflow7.com/Wendy. Bloodflow7.com/Wendy. I'm getting all of my men on Alpha Gold Male. Sleep better, perform better, focus better, be stronger, have more endurance, have more stamina, be stronger in everything you do. Seriously, I do not lie to you, and I'm not going to start today. Bloodflow7.com/Wendy. Please get it. It's on sale, right? You're going to get a great discount. Get it. And then email me, wendybellradio@gmail.com, and tell me how well you sleep. Lights out. If for no other reason, get it to sleep. Like a boulder, like a rock. 100%. Oh, Jasmine.
No, it's the
There.
jacket.
I know. Well, I've got my Michael Jackson jacket on. Thanks, Brock. I'm glad you're paying attention. Welcome back to the Wendy Belt Radio program. Okay, so you can just say challenge accepted. All right. Jasmine Crockett is running for Senate, and this is probably not the best start. I'm just going to say, look, if your brand is resisting, if you don't stand for anything, and your brand, your image, your persona is to be a trashy Trump hater who just resists, right? If that's what you're running on, you probably want to not challenge Republicans to fact check you. Okay? So the GOP has accepted Jasmine Crockett's video challenge times 20. I'm going to read you the backstory here. This is on BizPack Review. U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett got a little bit more than she bargained for after laying down a challenge about Democrats. Republicans gladly obliged after the Texas Senate candidate now dared anybody, to find a video clip of her fellow Democrats invoking violence. Oh, well, how much time do we have? Where do you want to start, Jazz? Huh? And that launched a blistering video response with nearly 24 examples. In an appearance on the Breakfast Club podcast, that's with Charlemagne, Crockett insisted that she had never, not once, ever used rhetoric that could invoke violence, despite countless examples of her doing just that. And you know what? I could say it in her accent and in the way she does her, jazz speak. But let's listen to what she said. And let's pay attention. All the dings you're going to hear. That's the counter going up to 20 different examples. And you're going to hear everything from Beto O'Rourke, Eric Swalwell, Gavin Newsom, Hakeem Jeffries, Maxine Waters. All of these people saying exactly what Jasmine Crockett says no one ever in the Democrat Party has said. Let's go.
I challenge somebody to go and find a clip of a Democrat invoking violence.
Let's extinguish him for good.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
We're going to fight it in the courts, and we're going to fight it in the streets.
When they go low,
we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
We're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire, and we're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
I take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of them.
Now punch back, kick back, dunk over their heads, and win some power.
Fight back, punch back, and make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching.
We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
We are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out.
Like we're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Well, I am here to tell you, not only are we going to punch back, but we about to beat you down.
And goddamn it, shut down the Senate! We are at war!
When they go low, we kick them.
Even in states where Donald Trump won big, that it does you any good running away from Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Other than that, we got nothing. 20 examples in like 4 seconds. Boom. How's that feeling, Jasmine? And that was just, I mean, honestly, if I put it out to you right now and I said, you know what, share with me by emailing me at wendybellradio@gmail.com your favorite video clip of a Democrat inciting violence against a Republican, not just against Donald Trump, but against MAGA, against anybody on the right. I guarantee you that by the end of this first hour, I will be flooded with examples. You know, and it's funny because they got so upset when Donald Trump told a Bloomberg reporter, "Quiet, piggy." Oh my gosh. Can you believe he said that? It's a pattern of misogyny. No, he's just telling the truth. You're behaving like a pig. Stop it. There is a level of decorum when you sit here in the Oval Office. And by the way, is there not a level of decorum in the House of Representatives and in the Senate? Do we have to have people like Jasmine Crockett who say, well, you okay with punching? Or are we okay with people in the House of Representatives who say X instead of ask? Because you're going to hear it multiple times today. Is this the street vibe we're working for here in the United States? Let's act like we're going to go out and we're going to rumble. Or do we want to have people who are educated, who are intelligent, who are at the top of their game, who are thought leaders, who are innovators, who are dreamers and creators and doers and builders? And we get freaking Benny Thompson. You give us Hank Johnson, who legitimately thinks Guam could capsize if you put too many Marines on it? Come on. America deserves better. When we come back on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. Donald Trump pardons 2020 election whistleblower Tina Peters. Why the left is losing their minds over this. If you're not caught up, you will be next. I got super fiery on that. Got hair coming out all over the place, ladies and gentlemen.
Scroll to the top.
Of?
Chat.
Oh, let's see. Okay, let me see. I'm going up. Wow. What'd you get? You got what? Holy cow, $10 from Team Zeppelin to defer the carbon tax on Brock's birthday candles. Here, Brock, get a cigar from Froggy. 50. Frederick Douglass gives him $1. I'll give you $1 to buy Brock and Wendy a birthday dinner. Wow, thank you. Jenny Webb, 50. Jenny, you are a frequent flyer. You're a P1er. I love you. Hey, Dr. Gerald or Dr. Gerald, however it is, $15. Your fabulosity, sassiness is in full force. And to Brock, 5-cent raise. Aw, $20 for Aviator. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday, Brock Star. That is very nice. You guys do not have to do that, but Rumble likes their 40%. Thank you so much. Oh, it's good to be with you guys. Oh my gosh, $50. Hold on, Mr. Atlanta, Mr. Wombat, ADL, Mr. What? Thank you. Happy birthday, Brockstar from GI Jenny and ADL, Mr. Wombat. Get some booze and stogies. Wow, see, they just think you're kind of a derelict.
Apparently,
I know.
Cigars.
Right.
To the person who sent me a cigar. It's amazing how much you guys listen to the details.
Oh, yeah.
It's just nuts. They sent me the particular cigar that I like.
Did you get a...
Not the
Oh, not the one that you chided me for buying
all I said was you spent too much.
Here's the funny thing. When somebody gives you a gift and then you poo in their mouth, it really kind of takes the flavor out of getting you a gift.
Okay, I'm going to tell her. Who wants to know what Wendy got me?
Oh, God.
I'll let you guys decide.
Yeah, let's see what your guesses are. We're pumping the rumbles, right? Let's go. Let me tell you about Richard Rafferty, Dr. Rafferty at the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh. Let me tell you why he's such a valuable person to put on your phone, to create a Post-it note for. Stick him somewhere, because you're going to want to get in touch with them. Chances are you're going to need somebody like Dr. Rafferty in your life, a spinal specialist. But what Doc does is different than that. He offers you an alternative to surgery, and it's a surgery that you really kind of roll the dice on. If you have a bulging, herniated, or degenerative disc in your back or spine, go see him. Call him. Get on the website, pittsburghdiscinstitute.com. Call 412-906-9600. Talk to one of the gals who answers the phone. These aren't temp workers from Indeed. These are people who have been baked in his whole company, his whole family, this whole medical practice for decades. And they fixed thousands and thousands of people, and they can fix you. Non-surgical. Intradisc neutrosis. You hear me talk about it every day. And every day they're fixing somebody. Basically allowing them to ring the bell, and instead of being wheeled out in a wheelchair, they walk out on their own legs. Pain-free. 412-906-9600. All right, what are people saying that I got you?
John gave $20 for my ammo fund.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know, when you said people think you're a derelict, Kate got me 2 bottles of bourbon.
Oh.
One's specifically made that all the proceeds go to veterans.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
A gold coin now.
Mini fridge and an ice maker. Let's see who's going to get it.
I don't think they'll get it.
You know, Patty says she's really upset with Candace Owens. Yeah, the whole argument about Charlie Kirk and all of it, and then dragging his widow into it and all of it. Like, would I believe that there was something going on beyond some whack job guy who was a tranny? Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they tried to tell us it came from bat soup. Okay, of course we could see it. We've been lied to so many times, but I'm nowhere near close to even.
It seems so petty. All this just seems so petty.
It's all about me. You know, look at me. What do you think about me? Like, we joke about that. Yeah, I have no idea. Dexter, I'm with you. I have no idea. Tickets to the World Cup. No. More Cozy Earth sheets. Land girl, nice try. He's not worth that much money.
No, she was very thoughtful and very generous, knowing full well I'm cheapskate, and got me a new grill. Teamed up with our friend and got me a new grill.
It's our friend from, well, I'll tell you about it. Here later, but we'll talk about Sniper. I snipered the bejeepers out of my house this morning. Literally on a tear. I was like, and it's the best. Look at $50 from Lexus 350. Happy birthday, Brock, and many more.
So appreciated. Totally not necessary.
And he'll never see it anyway. So.
Yeah, right. That's the kicker.
Yeah.
I won't see it.
All of the money goes
Rumble
into
and Wendy
my
see it.
account.
Yeah.
From which you get paid your $4.40.
Someone said you got me a pink slip.
I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Come on, let's crush the Rumbles.
Yeah, that's what I really want.
Let's get up to 3 in this segment. I haven't read too much about why the left is so up in arms over Tina Peters, but my common sense tells me it's very basic. And I'm going to get you caught up to speed if you don't know what this is, because President Trump pardoned her last night. Where is the best place if you want someone to not be able to speak, to not be able to blow the whistle, share details, get into granular data? If you want to effectively muzzle someone indefinitely, or at least during a specific period of time, where is the best place to put them? Prison, right? And why ever would a mom, a white-haired election worker from Mesa County, Colorado, right? Mesa, Colorado. Why would she have so much ire stoked on the left? Well, it's interesting. She's an elections official in her community, and she saw some funny stuff. A lot of people saw funny stuff, and we tried to expose that funny stuff, and we were shut down. We were closed, we were doxxed, we were fired, we were demonized, demonetized, fill in the blank. You remember how it went. All because they were desperate for you to believe that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Now, somebody with modicum brain power would be able to see that Joe Biden has never been popular, nor has he ever been accused of being intelligent, nor a good leader. He didn't campaign. He was old and he's a poor communicator at that. And it was during COVID and he stayed inside in his basement and never went out to campaign. And we were supposed to believe that he got like 6 million more votes than the first black president in the United States. And you're supposed to shut up about it. Yes, that's exactly what the story is. Understand? Well, Tina Peters didn't understand because she saw some stuff. And she saw some stuff so that she actually got hard evidence, hard proof of said stuff before it was wiped clean. And she tried to blow the whistle. And they threw the book at her, alleging she had broken all of these rules as an elections official. And she was prosecuted, right? She was sentenced and thrown away for essentially a life sentence. She's not well. She is not healthy. Why do you want to sentence her to 8 or 9 years in prison? You don't want her to be able to talk. I find this very interesting. So I want to read this to you because Trump pardoned her last night. Here's the story. I'm going to give it to you from the left. This is from rawstory.com. This is by no means a conservative rag, right? Trump unveils pardon for MAGA clerk, interesting, convicted of aiding election security breach. Well, now that's rich, because in order for an election security to be breached, it has to be secure to begin with, which it was not, right? President Donald Trump said in a social media post Thursday that he is pardoning Tina Peters, a former Colorado County clerk who was convicted on state charges of sharing passwords to her county's election system with unauthorized parties, which is kind of rich if you pay attention to all the allegations, Smartmatic, Dominion, all of these various machines, who was controlling them, right? Was it in Venezuela's hands? Was it Serbia? Who was doing it? Say what? Yeah. Trump announced the pardon on Truth Social, which does not constitute an official pardon, but it is unclear whether the administration has applied to the U.S. pardon attorney for her release. This is what he wrote. Democrats have been relentless in their targeting of Tina Peters, a patriot who simply wanted to make sure that our elections were fair and honest, the president wrote on Truth Social. Tina is sitting in a Colorado prison for the crime of demanding honest elections. Today, I'm granting Tina a full pardon for her attempts to expose voter fraud in the rigged 2020 presidential election. Now, this is interesting, and this is where I want to bring Ann Vandersteel into this, all right? Ann has been on the 2020. She's been called an election denier. They called her every single name you possibly could as she's been snooping around and getting the details on who did what to whom so that Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump in 2020, right? I want to read this really fast. Peters is the latest in a long line of people involved in Trump's efforts, rawstory.com says, to subvert the 2020 election to receive a pardon or a presidency. Well, they're not trying to subvert the election. They're exposing the theft of it, which the left, uniparty, deep state, fill in the blank, cannot have be common knowledge, right? And so what do? When you're honest and you're blowing the whistle, they come at you and say that you're threatening the process. You're a threat to democracy. You're a MAGA extremist. Away with you. Do with them like I did to the January 6ers, judges say. Yes? Well, that's true. That's what they're doing. Peters was convicted on 7 charges of aiding the security breach of her county's election system and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Trump has previously attempted to move Peters to a federal facility, but Colorado's governor, Jared Polis, blocked him. Now, why would a Democrat governor be interested in the president wanting to move out of Colorado and maybe bring closer to D.C. Tina Peters? They don't want her to be able to communicate. She's apparently been attacked 3 times in prison. This is a Gold Star mom who blew the whistle, made a copy of election data, which she says proves the machines were rigged, connected to somebody else, right? Before the machines were wiped illegally, right? To hide the evidence. Throw her in jail and don't allow the president to get her any closer to him. We don't want her to talk. I want you to hear Ann Vandersteel. All right? This is a conservative media personality. A lot of you know her already. She's host of the Steel Truth podcast and show. She's known for promoting, quote, QAnon conspiracy theories and, quote, election fraud claims. Well, it isn't just a claim on behalf of President Trump. And Ann, in this 2-minute little video, shows you why the left is so interested in keeping Tina Peters locked away and quiet.
Hey, everybody, Ann Vandersteel. I'm up in D.C. right now, and I want to tell you something. The media, the politicians, and the intelligence community pray you never figure what I'm about to tell you out, because our elections weren't compromised by some glitch. They were penetrated by global intelligence weapons. And this system didn't begin in Colorado. It began in Serbia. This is a CIA playground where foreign and domestic intelligence agencies perfected a digital election manipulation long before Americans ever heard of the name Smartmatic. Intelligence elections, yeah, that's right. From there, it was handed off to Venezuelans' military, weaponized through Smartmatic to flip elections, delete logs, and control entire nations. And that architecture, that foreign military infrastructure was quietly slipped into the U.S. And I saw it myself. I was down there with Michael Yon in Panama in the Darien Gap. We watched the military-age men from Venezuela and others around the world come into our country. Well, now here is where everything blows wide open. Those folks expected governors, secretaries of state, and corrupt supervisors of elections to play along. And they did. But they did not expect a county clerk in Mesa County, Colorado, Tina Peters, a Gold Star mom, to catch them in the act. Tina imaged the Dominion machines before they were illegally wiped. She preserved the only untouched 2020 data set in America. Imagine that, 3,143 counties, and she's the only county clerk who has that image. And that image is one that mirrors exactly what Serbian and Venezuelan insiders described. Serbia whistleblowers And the moment that she did that, well, they moved to destroy her because Tina didn't just uncover election fraud. She exposed a foreign intelligence operation running on American soil. This is why they fear her. This is why, in fact, she's in a prison cell. And this is why her story is the single most important national security case in modern American history.
She exposed a foreign intelligence operation running on our soil. At the same time, President Trump and our military are posturing very strongly right on the doorstep of Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro, and all of the allegations regarding connections with Maduro and Tren de Aragua and infiltrating and co-opting members of our Congress all over elections. That seems kind of far-fetched, right? Like, how would people do that? That's not even possible. Yeah, it is. So here's what we have. We have Willows, and then we have warriors. Warriors are people like Tina Peters. She didn't have an option. She saw what she saw. She knew it was wrong. She couldn't sit on it. She couldn't be quiet. Some people are like that. Others are more malleable, squishy, one-celled little amoebas, parameciums, right? They don't want to get named. They don't want to be called anything. They don't want to get in anybody's cross. Shh, quiet. And so they have people like Jasmine Crockett and LaMonica McIver and others representing them. These people, when they go low, we kick them, right? Oh, big talk there, Eric Holder. You know, the people who showed up on January 6th, those people have been demonized for years. Those people were American heroes. You want to know why? They went to the Capitol that day because they love this country. And they knew what they experienced at that election was wrong. Every ounce of it, from alpha to omega, wrong. And they went there to demand of their elected representatives, which constitutionally is required to happen. When you ask for redress, they need to hear you. And they expected their representatives to stand up and to refuse to certify that election. But you know what? The Willows won out. Not so much now, I don't think. Remember, this is what President Trump told Dasha Burns just a few days ago from Politico. We've got the goods on 2020. Don't you worry about it. It's coming out. Listen.
I think you got to think of it. If our election wasn't rigged, it was a rigged election now, everyone knows it. It's going to come out over the next couple of months too, loud and clear, because we have all the information there. But if the election wasn't rigged and stolen, you wouldn't even be talking about Ukraine right now.
Going to be coming out in the next couple of months. We know it was rigged. Oh my goodness. So he pardons Tina Peters. Yes. When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, you know what? So the media can say horrible, terrible things and be rude to President Trump and he can't fire back. Are you kidding me? In what world does that seem to make any sense? Well, it doesn't. But I want you to hear Nicole Wallace. It's just beautiful. Losing her ever-loving mind next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. Very interesting. This Ann Vandersteel has been all over this. You know who also wasn't wrong? Sidney Powell. Rudy Giuliani. Mike Lindell. All of these people who they tried to make a mockery of. Tried to demean them. Right?
He's just a pillow guy.
The My Pillow guy. Who, by the way, was basically bankrupted because he dared to stand up and in his own realm do a Tina Peters.
I bet conservatives kept his employees employed.
It's truly mind-bending what's been going on. And it's not like you don't know that, right? I mean, I don't think we have a degree of knowledge of how much, but they can't say there's been no cases where, you know, with election interference and all this, there have been no judges that have heard the cases. They've refused to hear the cases. Thrown out. Not enough. I don't think so. The weaponization sure comes in handy as a lefty, doesn't it? I'm going to tell you about Chef IQ. This is let me see what they're doing next week. Well, I have them on the calendar, but it might not be for this degree. 30%. 30% off right now, Chef IQ. This is how simple this thing is, right? And so you're thinking to yourself, I never want to be a prisoner of an expensive piece of meat or a meal I really want to pay, give to my family and put out to them. I don't want to be a prisoner of worry, right? Am I going to overcook it? Is it going to suck? It's expensive. I just blew it. You don't have to guess when you have Chef IQ, okay? Chef IQ, this is what it is, IQ Sense. This is the one that has 3. It comes in 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 prong, 2, 3, or 4. You take it out. It's all synced to your phone. It literally takes 3 minutes. And it says, what are you cooking? I'm going to cook steak. What kind of steak? I'm going to cook a strip. How thick is it? About 1 inch. Where are you going to cook it? I'm going to do it on my grill. How do you like your meat? I like mine medium rare. Okay. Turn on your grill. Season your meat the way you want. Stick in your probe, whip, and put it on the grill and hit start. And you're like,
and get ready for the best steak you're going to eat.
Okay. And you do that. And then you go inside and maybe you're doing some dishes. Maybe you're cutting up your asparagus that you're going to be roasting or whatever you're going to make, right? You're not sitting out there by the grill going, is it ready? And then it says to you as it counts it down, almost ready to flip. It lets you know, boop, 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 boop. If your hands are dirty, dry them off because you have to go flip them. All right, time to flip. Flip them. All right, we'll tell you when it's time to take it off. And then it does. And then you take it off, and then it's like, let it sit for a while. Okay. And then it's like, oh, good. Time to serve. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Right here, Chef IQ, honest to God, it's not expensive. It's Christmas. It's 30% off. Promo code, what is it? Wendy. ChefIQ.com. Use my name. Sometimes they switch me up. It's Rumble, it's this, it's that. It's called ChefIQ.com, promo code Wendy. I know.
If you give it to a family member, it's almost like a gift to yourself because they're going to use it and you're going to eat it.
Why don't we do this? You're like, here's my gift to you, but here's the rule.
Yeah. It comes
you try
with
it out
steaks.
on me. And you're going to make me dinner. And we'll see how you do.
Thank you, insignificant peon.
If I can do it, you can do it. How much money are you raking in here? I mean, I am.
$20. Happy birthday, Brock. Wishing you good health, prosperity, and happiness in the coming years.
Lexus, happy birthday, $50. Brock, many more. What are you people doing?
You're enriching Wendy. Rumble.
How you doing? Yeah, we should. We should.
Here,
wait.
What?
Oh, shoot. Hold on. See, camo. Haha. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. Program. I mean, think even just loosely, wisely about the situation in this country. President Trump is trying to clean up everything that the Democrats have made dirty because the Democrats need all of these people here in our country voting Democrat, right? They realized that they had lost the black vote. They were losing the young vote. All they had left were the crazy white chicks who'd gone to college, right? And they're lunatics. And they're like, dang, we got to do something stat. Bring in outsiders, new pool of people, right? And when they come up and bring in all of their extended family members, right? Especially if they're from Somalia, then we can ballot harvest and get 80,000 people in a small community to vote one way. We can stay in power forever. And for that, we're going to allow these people to steal from us, to rob us blind, because what are they going to do with some of their money? They're going to donate it back into our coffers. How else does Ilhan Omar have $30 million? Well, I want you to hear Nicole Wallace. She's all up in arms over Mean Tweets 2.0. I couldn't stand it when Trump would just be Trump. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care how you read it. He says what he says, and you do you, right? And people who are tired of being lied to appreciate brazen honesty. And even if it's slightly crude, quiet, piggy, right? Now, the woman he said that to isn't fat, right? So it's not a size thing. He's slapping back. I want you to hear Nicole Wallace lose her ever-loving mind over a barrage of things he said, punching back at reporters. Oh, what? All female reporters? All female toxic leftists who went to college? I rest my case. Listen to Nicole Wallace.
She called ABC's Rachel Scott today, quote, obnoxious and terrible. December 6th, he called Caitlin Collins, quote, stupid and nasty. On November 27th, he said, are you stupid? To CBS journalist Nancy Cortez. On November 26th, he called the New York Times' Katie Rogers, quote, ugly. On November 18th, he called ABC's Mary Bruce terrible and insubordinate, to whom I'm not sure. November 14th, he told a Bloomberg reporter, quote, quiet piggy. This is sick shit. This is sick.
This is sick shite, she says. I've been on television for 30 years. I wouldn't, in no world would I say something like that on live television. I don't care if you're a cable channel or not. There are some rules. There is a level of decorum. There is an expectation of behavior. And just because you're unhinged, because the one guy who's pulling the plug on all of it is actually succeeding, right? So that makes you devolve into this crass, crude F-bomb or S-bomb dropping person. It's so off-putting. Do we not deserve better than people like this? Indeed, we do. So Trump can't insult reporters when they go after him. Isn't that an interesting idea? Well, so much, in fact, the Town Hall wrote a little article about that. People magazine and former Washington Post reporter Paul Farhi have made separate lists of insults that President Donald Trump has recently lobbed at female reporters. Doesn't matter how the journalists behaved, because apparently women can't possibly be ill-mannered in press conferences, or they think you can't possibly be as rude as Trump. See, the woman card, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? And isn't it so obnoxious? It's like a black person saying you can't criticize them for doing something that they shouldn't have done. Because if you do that, you're racist. They're not responsible for their own behavior. The problem is you calling them out for it. And because they're black and because it's gotten, so much play and so much traction, you're obviously racist. Well, everything's racist, so nothing is anymore. That doesn't work. Now, women believe that if you criticize them and you happen to be a man and you happen to be President Trump and you happen to be calling them out for being obnoxious, for interrupting your international world leader guests as they sit next to you in the Oval Office and point fingers and say obnoxious things, that if you call a woman out for that, that makes you a misogynist. No, that makes the person who's being called out look like a moron, because you are. Damn right the president has every right to do that. I voted for that. I don't need media running interference and creating fake news headlines and try to sully what this president and his administration is doing. Get out of the way. But you don't want to get out of the way because you know what's coming. You know what's coming. So if you are offended, I just wish he wouldn't use words like that. Well, you know what? I wish they didn't cheat and steal an election. I wish they didn't open up the border by unelected bureaucrats hijacking Joe Biden's auto pen. I wish we didn't have 20 million people who don't deserve to be here, and 500,000 of them, at a minimum, have been convicted of murder, rape, kidnapping, you name it, in their home countries. So spare me your ire over the mean tweets 2.0. You be you, Mr. President. I voted for that. When we come back, hour number 2, Tim Walz doubles down on dangerous and dumb and goes back to bat for the Somalian community that has been ripping his state off blind. Next. Other than that, I've got nothing. These people walking by are like, she's crazy.
Yeah, but they've been thinking that for a while.
We could have had a nice little corner office studio when nobody was around. But no, they put us in the middle of the building. Everybody walking by is like, uh-oh, what'd you forget?
Nothing.
Chef IQ, I'm telling you, it's the real deal. Honestly. You should just write down my email address because there's so many times you're going to want to write me and be like, dang, you are all that. And I'll be like, I know. All right, let's talk about silver. Let me get my silver.
Thank you to T Brooks 123.
What'd you say?
T Brooks.
Did they give him
$50?
Jeez. See, at this rate, you might be able to buy your own little silver brick. Isn't that beautiful? Right? You think about silver, you're like, ooh, a silver coin. They're so pretty, especially this cute one. Look, got a little reindeer on it. Oh, look at the gingerbread guy. Or, here's Donald Trump's face. Nice. Texas Bullion Exchange, WendyLovesGold.com. Or if you want to, hit the gas a little bit. How about that? That is, I need to figure out how much this is worth now. 10 ounces of fine silver. Let's see. Perplexity. How much?
Silver's at $64.39 right now.
Is 10 ounces.
Almost up 100%.
Silver. Let's see. Let's see what this thing's worth. 10 ounces right now. $400. I don't know. Let's see. 10 ounces of germanium mint. All right. 10 ounces from germanium mint.
That'll be 600 and
see, yeah, they might not
50,
be
roughly. You guys seriously need to stop giving. You don't have.
Ew, it says they start around $691. That's this right here. I'm holding $700 right here. And I bought it for about, what? Half that?
Yeah.
A year ago.
Someone's threatening to get pushed down the steps.
Isn't that amazing? WendyLovesGold.com. Look, this is the time, guys. WendyLovesGold.com. 855-927-5557. If you have a financial planner, you probably meet with them once a year, right? You shouldn't buy gold from somebody you're going to have a fleeting relationship with, right? I want to have a long-term relationship with you. I want you to be my guy, right? Be my guy. Look out for me. When there's something new that's coming out, I want you to be like, hey, there's only going to be 2,500 of these minted. Do you want in? And I'll be like, maybe. Yes. 855-927-5557. I love them. This is just, it's heavy. This machine is making really weird noises.
Is that the noise? Which machine?
Bitfire.
Nothing I can do about that.
Hold on.
You're making it hard for me to keep up. TNB RK or KR trash. $10. Happy BD Brock.
Who's saying that to you?
Kisser. TNBK trash or trash. $10.
That was awful nice.
T Brooks 123, $10. Thank you and Wendy for the show every day. Or Wendy, as he called you.
Wow. Everybody knows. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Sorry.
Still want to get to 4K. That's the goal. That's the ask.
Brock is saying you don't have to give him money, but you do have to give him a rumble.
Right.
But he'll take your money. Right?
I don't get it. Happy birthday to Rumble and Wendy.
You know what? There's a young lady who emailed us. Today is her birthday as well. And she wanted you to know that she was thinking about you. Where did she go? My gosh, my email is blowing up. Where'd you go, baby? Oh, okay. Hi, Wendy. Oh, my goodness. If you read this, I'm super excited and honored. My husband and I began watching you in the summer. Left 2 shows on Rumble for you and never looked back. Your show today was amazing. You are amazing.
Wow.
I am amazing. Anywho, she says, you nailed your monologue. I love your enthusiasm, your expressions. We just love you. And Brock, I'm on my 3rd container of MCT wellness, right? She's like, it's remarkable how it's working for me. This is Dr. Gundry's weight loss. This is what I tell you about. This is what I drink every day. This is a dietary meal supplement. Drink this instead of breakfast, lunch, or dinner, right? And lose your cravings. Watch your weight come off and feel great. Dr. Gundry lost 70 pounds. Thehealthyfat.com/Wendy. Thehealthyfat.com/Wendy. That sounds terrible.
I think it's outside.
Oh, it's got to be what's his face? It's Jason. He's in there vacuuming is he in that room with the switches? I know I'm very scientific and specific. Anyway, she continues. By the way, thehealthyfat.com/Wendy. Absolutely. It's one of the 3 things I do for my health every single day. Thehealthyfat.com/Wendy. Do it. Right? She said, I'm on my 3rd container of MCT wellness. It's remarkable how it's working for me. Also, I'm taking Blood Flow 7 as well, eliminating my blood pressure meds. Thank you so much. Lastly, tomorrow, if you are correct, tomorrow is Brock's birthday. Happy birthday, Brock. It is my birthday too. This is from Susie.
Someone said something.
Happy birthday, Susie. I love it. Lastly, tomorrow, P.S. tried to join locals. I have poopy Wi-Fi signal.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wendy Bell, America's anchor mom, fighting for America 1 hour at a time. Welcome to the family. She once hosted a 3-hour show in just 15 minutes. She once intimidated the Electoral College to audit itself. Her monologues are so sharp, they're considered a concealed carry weapon. Fact-checker sites routinely issue her a retraction a week in advance. Even her commercial breaks trend on social media. Her freedom of speech has diplomatic immunity. She doesn't just drain the swamp has to ask for cab fare. Wendy Bell is the most interesting conservative woman on radio. Keep rumbling, my friends. 3 hours of bold truth and excellence. You've just signed up for the WBR Army. Strap in. This is the Wendy Bell radio program.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Wendy Bell radio program is live, and we're going to think just even moderately critically for a moment. And if you think about the Democrat Party and the absolute fear they have right now, total panic. They need Tina Peters, the Mesa County, Colorado elections clerk, who duplicated information off a Dominion machine and says she has proof of funny business in 2020. You know, when you're not allowed to ask questions, when you're not allowed to be concerned, when you're not supposed to ask your government what the hell it's doing, you do not live in a constitutional republic. You live with a bunch of willows who get together and pretend that they can bully you into silence. But you know what? The truth always comes out. It always comes out. It's coming out. All this stuff is coming out. Is it fast enough? No. Have enough people been arrested? Nobody has. Have we seen somebody in a jumpsuit, somebody with shackles other than a goon from another country that came here to terrorize us that's being bounced back to wherever they came from? No, we haven't. And you know what? The clock is ticking. I get it. I'm frustrated too. By golly. Right? We got to share these stories. Tim Walz, last night is at the other night he's at some gala, right? He's at some function. This guy is disgraced. He is a low IQ moron, right? How Minnesota elected such a goofball, right? Who clearly is in on the grifting of the Somalian community, which is being exposed. And if it's just a needle in a haystack in terms of how much has been stolen from the American taxpayer, Why would you ever, ever, ever trust a Democrat again? I just don't understand it. I don't. But they need these illegals here. They need these people here. It is the great replacement. They have lost. They have lost hand over fist. So many people, Democrats have. They're like, bring it in. Open up the floodgates. Wait a minute. You're an Afghani who hates America? Right? Come on in. We got room for you. Wait, you don't have housing? Oh, that's okay. We'll put you up in a really nice place. You don't have money for food and you want to bring your whole family? Okay, let's do that. Just make sure you know when we give you your social security number, which you're not supposed to have, we're going to hook you up with a ballot or 80, and we expect you to sign them accordingly. And then if you live in Somalian community housing, right, we're going to come door to door and we're going to collect all of your ballots. Make sure you all voted for Ilhan Omar, right? And we're going to give you a little cash for that. And we're going to get away with it. And Tim Walz is doubling down on this. This is not just dangerous, it's stupid. And he says he wants more Somalians to come to Minnesota. What a slap in the face of people who every day get up and go to work. I do. You do. Every day. I don't call off sick. I live with a physician. I don't think he's ever called off sick. You know why? Because doctors can't be sick. Meanwhile, we've got people who have been mooching off of our social services for how many billions of dollars? It's going to be in the tens. It's going to be in the hundreds. It's going to be beyond your wildest nightmare. And Tim Walz says, you know what? I think we should bring more of these people and bring them in. Boop, boop, boop. Back it up. Really? Tim? I want to read this to you from BizPack Review. And then I've got two kind of dicey audio sound bites for you because sometimes you need to hear it to believe it. Walz wants more Somalian immigrants. As new bombshell fraud accusation drops, can't make it up. Failed vice presidential nominee Tim Walz is doubling down on dumb and dangerous as the probe into massive fraud under his watch heats up. Walz slammed President Trump and touted the kindness of Minnesotans during a fundraiser sponsored by Washington State Governor Bob Ferguson. Kind of a curious thing to be doing. Walz complained that the Somali community, which has been caught defrauding the state's welfare funding, is being unfairly demonized and argued that Minnesotans should be doing more to welcome them in. This is the liberal stuff. This is the sanctimonious do-goodery of idiocy. This is why somebody who's a liberal, right, talks to you in such a way that makes you feel like you need to take a shower. It is sanctimonious. It's lugubriously stunning in how inept they are. It's such a good thing to be a Democrat. We care about people. We let them rob us blind because we get kickbacks and they continue to vote for us. Yes. Yes. I want you to hear what he had to say. This is a dinner event, lamenting the fact that President Trump called him a retard. Okay, look, if you're going to be up in arms, well, I've got somebody who lives with challenges, mental challenges. Well, that's not what the word means. That is not the context in which it was meant. Low IQ. Staggeringly low IQ, Tim Walz. Here we go. Audio soundbite. Number one, at this dinner where he plays the victim card and then tries to cheer up the Somalian community, which has been fleecing Minnesota for probably a decade.
What type of place have we gotten to when on Thanksgiving, the President of the United States is apparently sequestered in a room, ranting and calling random governors the R word?
Calling random governors the R word. Well, see, Tim, he wasn't calling random governors. He only called you a retard. Because what you're doing is complete lunacy. And anybody paying attention who realizes that you've taken no action, that you've known about it for years, that whistleblowers have been coming to you since 2019 when you became governor, and that you've done nothing. That is mental, is it not? Of course. We have Minnesota per capita wise, more refugees than any other state, he championed champions. Right now, our neighbors are being demonized. Now, what's worse? Calling somebody out for being a dirtbag or the dirtbag swindling you for billions of dollars? Don't go and capture our abuelas on the street. Well, if abuela broke the law and has a criminal record, I don't care how many grandchildren she has. Get her out, says Common Sense America. Tim Walz continues. Here comes the sanctimonious do-goodery part. You ready? Buckle up.
If that wouldn't be bad enough, then his failed sons add in and throw that stuff at my children. And then they pile on and start demonizing the entire community of our Somali community in Minnesota that we're incredibly proud of.
And then he's demonizing the entire community, Somali community, that we're incredibly proud of. In fact, we gave the Refugee of the Year award to some babe who was ripping off the Feeding Our Futures thing to the tune of like $7 million. Good job, Tim. Excellent work. We're being demonized. No, we're calling you out for being a crap leader and being a corrupt, controlled, captive governor. There's a difference. Dr. Oz, Men at Oz, the director of the Centers for Medicaid Services, says, you know what? And all of this happening under Tim Walz's nose, he is complicit. He knows all about this. And by the way, his benefits to Minnesota are about to come to a quick end. Here you go.
They've weaponized fraud and corruption. Talking with the CMS team that I'm blessed to work with, they say they've never seen anything like this as an abject dereliction of duty. And I think what happened, and just becoming clearer now, is that the Walz administration knew there was a problem. Whistleblowers were saying this money's being stolen. You gave a great number with autism. I can regale you with a bunch more. But nobody wanted to rock the boat because it turns out Somalians overwhelmingly vote for Democrats. They felt it would look bad for them to go after these people that they knew were guilty. And it was the Somalian community, in fact, that it finally came forward and said enough is enough. And we see people buying luxury cars, shipping money back to our home country, maybe even to terrorist organizations. And it was with that urging we finally found out what was happening. But here's the deal. President Trump's not going to tolerate this. Understandably, no American should want their tax dollars being siphoned off to Somalians living in Minnesota, who then ship it over to Africa or other places where it can be used for purposes that it was not designed.
And does autism exist? Of course it does. You might be affected by it in your family. Does it seem fair to you that that was used as a trampoline to jump off of, where autism services a couple years ago in Minnesota were $3 million? And then now all of a sudden every Somalian is autistic. And so the money has ballooned to what? $400 million last year. Here's Dr. Oz again.
They're taking away the benefits that our most vulnerable desperately need when they steal from autistic children or from homeless people, people with substance use disorder. So we made a very clear line in the sand. By the end of this month, we need some type of a written plan from Governor Walz's team. Every week we want audits. We're demanding this. And by the end of January, if they have not cleaned up this disaster, this mess, then Governor Walz should start looking for loose change under his couch, because we are going to shut down funding of these programs, the 14 additional programs, besides the one for transportation that we already, or rather for housing, that we already shut down.
That's going to be hard for the Somalian community, considering 8 out of 10 of them are on welfare. Right? If the benefit money stops flowing, they're going to be like, yo, we had a deal, didn't we? Oh my. Panic? You better believe it. When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, I got a little DHS news for you. Department of Homeland Security. They dropped quite a bit of money yesterday to do something that is horrifying Democrats. They bought a whole fleet of aircraft to more quickly deport all of the people who invaded our country and broke our law to come here and mooch off of us. I voted for that. Next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. So demonizing, playing the victim when you're the one who is stealing and lying and defrauding and corrupting, and making people unsafe. You know what? If you think that's demonizing, calling you out and telling the truth and exposing the fraud, so be it. Demonize away. Demonize away. Are you still getting donations to the pity fund?
I'm not looking.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, I mean, I kind of people feel badly for you. 50 years old today. Amanda, what are you doing? The big 5-0. Happy birthday, my friend. AARP. Get off my lawn. Enjoy your day. Aw, that was very nice, Amanda. She's a good girl. T. Brooks, $50. Happy birthday. All right. That is awesome. I'm going up to the top and sing. So right now, I'm going to do my rudimentary math. This is how much you've made me so far today, Brock. What's 25? That's
oh, here
95.
we go. Get out the calculator.
95. That's 115. 165. 205. 225. 240. 241. 291. To what? $300. $340. His birthday's back on Monday too.
All next week.
Special discount. It's Buck's birthday week. 2.76. 2.76 rumbles. We need to hit that 3,000 mark or I'm doomed. There's no way we're going to achieve his birthday goal of 4K. So go underneath the video box and click the thumbs up. While you're there, think about, let me see, who do I want to tell you guys about? Think about Lean. Take Lean. I like this company. You know how I feel about Brick House. Brick House Nutrition, I love them. 20% off. Use my name, Wendy. Take Lean.com. This is one of the exciting things about working with Brick House Nutrition. So they've got doctors and they made Field of Greens, right? Which has all these whole fruit and vegetable, organic fruit and vegetables, specifically chosen for various benefits, various parts of your body, but be it your circulation, your heart, your lungs, your hair, skin, and nails, all of it, right? Well, the doctors also started working on this weight loss supplement, and this is their offering. This is their big, hot item at Brick House Nutrition, and they want you to be able to try it for a discount, and you'll get a discount, 20% off right now. Take lean.com, and the danger is of weight cycling. If you could take something that could control you and would squash your appetite and keep your blood sugar steady and convert fat into energy, wouldn't you want to be taking it? Yeah, right? And then their supplement also has vast weight loss implications slowly, incrementally over time, which is very appealing to people who don't want to lose, 20 pounds in 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden your skin's like, yo, what's going on? And you can grab a whole handful right here, right? The Ozempic neck. This is slow. This is steady. This is true. And it's tested by the guys at Brick House Nutrition. And it's great. So give it a whirl. Why not? See, I have not used this. I do not use this. But I know people who do, and they swear by it. Take lean.com, promo code Wendy. See, I can benefit off of this because I've got freaking crazy cravings. You know what I've been craving? Gummy bears.
Sake.
Gummy bears. Gummy worms.
You have gummy.
Program. Now we're going to hear in the next half hour. We're going to play some Kristi Noem, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Now, knives are out over Kristi Noem because she is the face of what the Democrat Party fears the most: the deportation of the new Democrat voters. They worked for 4 years to bring 20 to 25 million people across the border, right? Democrats did. 4 years pretending, I don't know what's going on. Alejandro Mayorkas, that's not what's happening. The border is secure. I mean, how many times do they lie to us? Filthy scumbags. Kristi Noem is the head of the agency that's going to bounce these people. And this administration has quite a goal. Their goal is that by the end of Donald Trump's first year, so by January 20th of next year, just a month away, right? They will have deported 1 million illegal aliens, the lion's share criminals. I voted for that. And in order to expedite the process, Department of Homeland Security, thanks to the big, beautiful bill, was able to buy 6 737s to speed up the process. Like right now, they're chartering some flights. Maybe you could get 100 to 150 people on a flight if you're going to get an aircraft as big as a 737. But they're doing like 8 to 14 of these flights out of this country every single day. This process every single day. And this is mortifying. This is the last stand for the Democrat Party. They need these people to stay to fulfill their obligation to vote Democrat. That's the deal. I love the story. Deportation efforts by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement will now benefit from additional aircraft. The Washington Post, of all places, broke it, reporting that the Department of Homeland Security has signed a nearly $140 million contract to purchase 6 Boeing 737 planes that will aid in the deportation of illegal immigrants. ICE Air. It's what it's called, ICE Air Operations. It's a division of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, has largely used charter flight companies for deportation flights. Now, the 737s will reportedly be coming from a Virginia-based company that offers a full range of commercial and charter aviation services. And they say it's going to save about twice what we spend. So roughly like close to $300 million on the system that they're currently using, right? So I did a little math. And the goal is, so since January, since President Trump took office, there have been 1,700 flights, January through October, 1,700 flights. And these flights have deported people to 77 countries. We don't talk much about this, do we? 8 to 14 flights a day, daily removals. The goal with this new fleet is going to be 35,000 deportations minimum every month. And if that number is true, we're going to get about 1.7 million people in the 4 years of Trump's presidency deported. They want to crank that up. They want 1 million in the first year. They want to ratchet that number up so it's even more. Look, there's a lot to do in 4 years. 20 million people at a minimum. And the Democrats used your money to bring them here. Think about that. When was the last time you and your family took a really neat vacation? You ever want to go to the Virgin Islands and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I'd love to see the Virgin Islands. I'd love to see the water that blue, that clear. Well, you can't afford it because flights are like $1,400 to get there, specifically now this time of year. But what the hell? We're going to bring everybody in the world here, just like it's vacation. They don't have to pay. And then beyond that, we're going to make it like Club Med, right? We're going to throw in everything, activities for the kids. We're going to give you free food. It's going to be like you're at an all-inclusive, right? We're going to give you housing. We're going to give you everything, right? All you got to do is just vote Democrat. So you can't take a vacation. But you paid for all of these people to come here and enjoy one every single day of their lives. Democrats are upset about this. And you're going to hear it, knives out, for Kristi Noem, who, by the way, is not just a mom, she's a grandma. And she knows a thing or two about behavior. And she calls out in this hearing yesterday, she calls out the lackluster, low IQ boobs from the Democrat side of the aisle who are desperate for these deportation flights to stop. Don't miss a minute of it. Next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. I'm all for it. Bounce them. And then there's a video of the shackles on the ground. It's great. It's great. Look at the unfair treatment. They're putting him in shackles. Oh, well, he's a rapist, so he can suck it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And I hope wherever your country is, the punishment is, there you go. How's everybody? All right, let's talk about Dr. Dubiak. All right.
Can you do it without me?
New patients only. If you've never been to Dr. Dubiak, right? You've never been to Body by Aim 360. You didn't lose 70 pounds through the program like Brock did. And you're like, but I love what they talk about, this really deep blood test, like 65 different biomarkers, all these hormones, all these things that tell the story about kind of you, right? I really want to get that done, but it's so expensive. Not now. $79. Are you kidding me? Whew. New patients only. 412-227-9255. 412-227-9255. Then, for those who want a little bit more, you want to go a little bit deeper. Maybe you're worried about your parents. Maybe they had some kind of wonky health issues. And you're like, mom and dad are dead. I don't have a lot to go on. And you want to get a DNA test. You want to get a genetic test, rather. This is what they're offering. Literally, it comes like this. You don't have to go see Dr. Dubiak. You don't have to talk to him until you get your results. And then you're going to be like, tell me everything. All you have to do, go to bodyByAim360.com. It comes in this box. Like, literally, you click a button. And you're like, boop. I'd like to order that. And then you swab. Send it away. You forget about it for 3 weeks. And then you get a bing in your inbox. And you're like, what? And it's 37 pages of results. All sorts of stuff about you. It's more than your cholesterol. It's more than, do you have estrogen, too much testosterone? What's going on with your cortisol? It tells you everything. It tells you about your circadian rhythms. Are you sleeping well enough? What kind of food do you crave? It knows. What's the best exercise for you? It knows. And it tells you everything. Like this. What's your likelihood of passing on these things to your children? Look, I don't want my kids to be burdened by me. I don't want to be in a home. There's a pillow. Somebody can put it on my face and just hold down. I don't want to be a burden. You don't want to be a burden? Wow. BodyByAim360.com. It's all over the website. The results are sobering, and we're going to spend more time. We'll probably have a video that we'll talk to Dr. Dubiak and kind of share with you, maybe mine, right? My results, so you guys can see. Some of them are good. I didn't realize I was in the track for diabetes. Say what? I don't have that history. He's like, well, you're not, but you got all the precursors, all the signs. And I was like, wait a minute, what? But I'm healthy and I exercise and I'm fit and I'm thin. And then what's best about it is you can take supplements, get IVs, do other things to take charge and reverse that path. That's the point I like about it. Very nice.
2.9. Let's go.
This is it, guys.
Don't make us sweat even 3.5.
Like, we need to get to 3.5 stat because there's this terrible limp to the finish line at 11. And I'm like, poo. Hey, Magic 8 Ball. Are we going to get 4K rumbles for Brock's 50th birthday today?
Not likely.
Because people feel sorry for us.
Don't shake it.
I'm not shaking it. Because you don't want it to get too fuzzy.
Well, you won't be able to read it.
Concentrate and ask again.
Can't even concentrate.
Magic 8 Ball. I'll throat punch you and throw you down the stairs. Are we going to get to 4K today? Or else? I concentrated. Let me ask again. Cannot predict right now. Magic 8 Ball. I don't think you are hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth. Are we getting 4K today? Let's see. Without a doubt. See? Right?
I think it's wrong. I think you shook it.
It's a typical woman, right? Browbeats you until she gets the answer that she wants.
Right.
Guilty. There's a hair on my back, on my jacket, and I can feel it. And it's driving me crazy. As I get it. Ow. Oh, yes. You son of a gun.
Yes. Yes.
It's like this little infinitesimal thing, and it's like, ding, 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 ding. I have very sensitive skin. Hey, good news. I think we already played it before.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a repeat. I love it, and it's completely applicable.
I don't remember it.
Which is odd, because you don't forget most things. My boys got into Clemson.
They need to go somewhere else, though. I'm happy for them, but I have enough Clemson gear.
Well,
I'm gonna have to tell them you can't go there.
Well, I don't know. I think those three, the littles, they were always the littles. We had Mike and Jack, and then the younger three. They've always been like that. I don't know if they're going to want to separate. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be the
They
last
can't
to
go to
find
Tennessee.
out. Yeah,
I
they
have
can.
gear from there too.
Hey, look, it's all about
Tell them
orange.
stop to be so selfish.
Look, it's all about the orange. My favorite color. Everybody piles on one story, one person, one idea. Everybody is super either worried about that thing becoming true, or they're super worried about people finding out about it. Knives out, Christy Nome. Now, I have no reason to not trust her, to not be completely mesmerized by the job that she is doing as the head of the Department of Homeland Security. You know, and it's such a refreshing change from, wasn't it Mayorkas? Wasn't that his job? What an abject dirtbag. That man lied to you every single day. He lied to you every day and told you that things were under control, that the border was closed. And then when the video became so obvious that there's people streaming across the border and that they're all gathered at this bridge to make it happen, and they put up a drone to show over it, and then the Biden administration's like, yeah, that's closed airspace, no drone activity. Well, why ever would you not want people to see? Because you're ruining our narrative. The narrative is not that the border is open, because we need it to be open for a lot of people to come across every single day. We need you to believe that that's not what's going on. But unfortunately, they've got low IQ morons like Alejandro Mayorkas, who's just dark and dirty, lying every day and telling you don't believe your eyes and ears. Don't trust what you're seeing on television. Don't look at that infrared video at night that shows the people making the perilous journey across the freaking Rio Grande to hopefully crawl up the banks, right? Squeeze through whatever is left of whatever fencing. It's probably all wide open, right? Why do you think they came out so hot and horny to shut down Donald Trump in term number 1? Fund the wall, pay for the wall, build the wall, make the wall, shut it down. Enough is it, because without the flow, you're stuck with your population as it is. And they did the numbers. And they're like, oh, snap. We don't got the numbers. Bring in the replacements. So what if they make you sick? So what if they infect you with whatever diseases they're bringing in from their countries? So what if they're rapists or murderers or kidnappers? So what if there's a human trafficking operation going on? So what if it's rampant drugs? So what if little girls are collapsing as they cross into Texas? So they get taken to the hospital, and the rape kit shows 62 different kinds of DNA. We have a president who was like, enough. If you shut the border, you don't entice people to make that journey. They don't come through the Darien Gap. You guys heard from our Wendy Bell radio correspondent, Oscar Blue, before he got bought out by another brand. We were cheap. And he told us, I went into the Darien Gap twice, and it is scary as stones. And the things I saw, people's bodies cut open, their organs missing. And then he talked about the mud. Remember him telling us about the mud? You think Mitch McConnell is a statue with whatever the hell's going on with him? How about the bodies? Literally locked in place like statues, dead because of the mud. Right? And we have Kristi Noem, a mom and a grandma, a freaking mama bear. I don't like that term. I think it's overused, but you want a mama bear on that. They didn't care about the children. Alejandro Mayorkas could not answer basic questions. Sir, where are the kids? Where are started as like 85,000, then it grew to like 200,000, and then it went, and now it's like almost 500,000 children who came into our country under Joe Biden's auto pen, who vanished. And there was not one adult in the room who was like, where'd they go? What happened to them? Whistleblowers. Well, I can tell you what happened to them. They're working at the debeaking of the chicken factory over here. They're working the heavy machines dealing with toxic chemicals. Don't you know? And by the way, when they're not doing that, they're being raped. Alejandro Mayorkas, I don't know what you're talking about. There are not words to describe the loathing that many of us have for these people, who then try to lie to you and tell you that they're so good, that this is humane. These are humanitarian things we're doing. No, they're not. It's barbaric. You're making money off of human beings. So here's Kristi Noem. She is appearing before a House Homeland Security Committee hearing, right? And the Democrats are so predictable. I want you to hear just a few of the snippets. I could read to you the accounting I have here on my rundown from the Washington Examiner, but you know how this goes. I'm going to talk over you. I'm going to ask you a question, yes or no. Do blah, 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 blah. And then as Kristi Noem starts to answer with actual data, they interrupt. Reclaiming my time. Do we not deserve a classier bunch of people in Congress? Audio soundbite number 1. Let's set the scene. This is Kristi Noem. As a mom, as a grandma, I'm haunted every night in my nightmares about the people who are criminals, who are out in our communities, and we haven't gotten them yet. Whoa. Have you ever heard a Democrat say that? No. But you hear Kristi Noem say it right now.
What keeps me up at night is that we don't necessarily know all of the people that are in this country, who they are and what their intentions are. We think up to 15 to 20 million people came in under the Biden administration on the invasion over the southern border. They were not vetted. They were allowed to pour in. Our parole programs, our asylum programs, our visa programs were all exploited, and the integrity was demolished under Joe Biden and the leadership at the Department of Homeland Security. And frankly, the entire department was neglected. In fact, I believe the secretary was told at times not to do certain things by the Biden administration to facilitate this invasion. So what keeps me up at night is the individuals that are in this country that wish to do us harm.
Karine Jean-Pierre stood there every single day. These people are being vetted. Yeah, we know everything about them. We're using biometrics. Well, they come from a place where payment is a goat, okay? It is a goat and a bag of rice, and you think that you're going to be able to vet who they are? Their own countries don't know who they are. No, we're doing it every single day. Every single day. She continues. Kristi Noem does. She calls out the Democrats sitting before her for fueling the attacks on ICE and the National Guard, the attacks like the point-blank assassination of Sarah Beckstrom. Listen.
Because I think the words that these elected officials have used to describe our law enforcement officers are horrific, shocking, and unacceptable. Every single American citizen should find the words that they have used to describe these men and women that took an oath to keep us safe unacceptable, and needs to be pointed out that we are seeing the consequences of those words every single day by the violent attacks. 1,000% increase in violent attacks, 8,000% in death threats.
We're not interested in that. Don't you talk to us about stats? Don't you talk to us about consequences, about danger? We're here to save all of these illegals we brought in. We need them. Don't you understand? This is where LaMonica McIver, this woman is a real piece of work. LaMonica McIver. Remember, Clay Higgins moved to censure her for conduct unbecoming when she created a scene and allegedly, well, she threw her belly weight around and assaulted an ICE officer, right? And then, of course, the swamp does what it does. And there were 8 Republicans who swooped in to save her censure because that's how the game is played. They're all dirty. I want you to hear LaMonica McIver. I want you to hear the disgusting, childish, petulant manner in which a Republican is interviewed in one of these hearings.
So I'll ask you this. Is Trump embarrassed by your tenure, or is this exactly the kind of god-awful leadership he wants at DHS? Yes or no?
Ma'am, we've already conducted more oversight visits.
No. It's a yes or no. Yes or no. Okay, Secretary Noem, this is my time to talk, not your time to talk. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time.
Transparent
Chair, I reclaim my time. Secretary Noem, DHS is breaking the law, hiding information from Congress and shutting out oversight. So let me ask you, how can the American people trust your department with you at the helm with this kind of behavior?
The American people absolutely trust this department to keep them safe. And we are showing that every day by the support we get across the country, the amount of people that we're recruiting to all of our different agencies.
Thank you, Secretary Noem. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
Excuse me, would you say that
You
again?
would have heard me if you stopped talking and listened to my questions. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
We are not doing that. We are out there enforcing the law, doing our work, and we are allowing oversight.
Of course, we're not going to get any answers. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
That is what you get now in congressional hearings. What's the value? Why even go? Why would Kristi Noem even go? That's how you feel the American people want you to resist? You want to resist the deportation of criminal illegal aliens who put us in danger? What's it going to take, LaMonica? Is it going to take one of them breaking into your sister's house and raping her and slitting her throat? Is that going to change your idea? Because that's what this administration is trying to save you from. You low IQ twit. And the word is ask. Kristi Noem continues with the mic drop. This is when Representative Shri Thanadar, wherever the heck this guy's from, I don't know how these people get elected, but okay. He wants her to resign. And she says, you know what? She's got the mic drop moment of all moments, and I'm glad she did. Listen.
I am sick of your lies. The American people are sick of these lies. American people demand truth.
America is very happy that finally they have a president in the White House that gets up every day to keep them safe.
Madam Secretary, your incompetence and your inability to truthfully carry out your duties of Secretary of Homeland Security, if you're not fired, will you resign?
Sir, I will consider your asking me to resign as an endorsement of my work. Thank you very much.
100%. How can you sit there and not feel sick to your stomach? Right? That this is where we are. You have a president who wants to make America great and safe and prosperous and fabulous again. And you have a Democrat Party that will stop at nothing, including behaving like petulant children, to keep that from happening. When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, well, you know, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Indiana Republicans say no joy to the redistricting. Really? That's so curious. Let's go there next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network.
Do you want to finish Noem up first?
I forget what she said in this one.
I believe she told them all to.
That's it. Yes, we'll wrap with that. I'll come back to that. I got a little fiery in there. I beg your pardon. Oh no, my favorite pen is running out of ink. I'm going to have to get more. Brock, I'm so upset. Brock was like, you know what? Maybe we'll make pens. He's like, what kind of pen do you like? And I'm like, this one. And he's like, too expensive. We're not going to do that. I'm like, it's a Sharpie. It's one of these jobbies. These are the best.
I thought pens with like some of your do-goodery and would be funny.
With some of my phrases, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but like those are expensive, and then to have them etched cost more, and who wants to spend that much on a pen?
Ireland Contracting. You know, anything that you do on the outside of your house is just so much money. So much money. At least when you're going to get into something, you want an attentive contractor who knows what you want, who listens to your concerns, who works around your house, particularly if they're like Ireland Contracting and it's all on the outside of your house. And respects your flower beds, doesn't trample your grass, doesn't leave nails in the soil, doesn't leave materials that your dog is going to find and eat. It's like the little things are the big things, you know? Yeah, big thing is an affordable project, of course, but it's how the project, how it's managed. The little things make it all worthwhile. I love Ireland Contracting. I believe in them. They've been to my house how many different times, right? How many different times? And I believe that they are Southwestern Pennsylvania's top home exterior remodeling company. It's a family-run business. Gary and Diane raised their family as they grew their business, and it's special. 1-800-NEW-ROOF, IrelandContracting.com. If you need windows, call Ireland Contracting. You need a new roof, you're worried about it, I think I do. Find out. They'll give you the honest deal on it. They'll give you an estimate right there. You don't have to pay for it. They'll come out. You don't have to pay for that. Let's see what you got. Let's give you your options so you can be informed and you can choose. And if you don't choose us, okay, it was nice to meet you. 1-800-NEW-ROOF, IrelandContracting.com. All right, tell them about the spices. Spices are big.
12 spices, $100 for a week. Worth it.
So in honor of Brock's 50th birthday today, our friend who owns Sniper, disinfectwithsniper.com is the landing page. It's got every product on that page I would buy every day and twice on Sunday. Spices.
They're good.
They're good.
Big sexy beast.
He's losing, I think, $20 on this deal.
I don't know what I don't even know if he might be just breaking even, which in business is not a good idea.
So there are 12 spices in this Hunt Chef. And the whole idea of Hunt Chef spices.
Kill what you eat, or eat what you kill.
Eat what you kill. And if you're gonna eat some meat, you're gonna eat some fish, have the right spices for it. And it's flavorful without being obnoxious in one ingredient or another or overly salty. Hunt Chef spices. If you buy all 12, you're going to get them for $100, which is 20% off. I don't know how he's making money. I agree with you. But for Brock's birthday, I'm going to do it anyway.
Wow.
Well, you know, before we move along, welcome back to the Wendy Bell radio program. I want to get this last Kristi Noem soundbite in because in case the folks in the room in that House hearing yesterday didn't feel the heat from her flamethrower, she brings out the blowtorch and she fires it up again for a quick sear. Here you go.
I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws. We are a nation of laws. If we are not a nation of laws, we're no nation at all. And that is what we are doing every day, is following those. If you guys don't like the law, go change it. That's your job. You don't complain. I was raised by a dad who said we don't complain about things. We fix them. Well, go fix them. If you don't like the law, quit bellyaching, quit hitting and attacking our ICE officers, quit going out and protesting and screaming vile things at them, quit calling them names. We wouldn't let our children do that. Go do something that actually matters by having an honest debate and changing the law. That's your jobs. You all should be fired, in my viewpoint.
You all should be fired. Now do a side-by-side comparison in your mind. You close your eyes and you're like, Kristi Noem, how did she just behave? What did you hear her say? Versus LaMonica McIver. Which side do you prefer? Which side makes sense? Which side has civility? And of course, the Democrats try to wrap up their insanity in this emotional do-goodery, right? Sit down. It's so obvious. It's on full display for the world to see. It's embarrassing what the left has become. But the right sucks too. Republicans in Indiana, Senate Republicans, what the hell happened to you people? How about this story? JustTheNews.com. Indiana Republican-controlled Senate rejects new map in mid-decade redistricting battle. All right, so we already have momentum. Supreme Court says, yes, Texas can absolutely redistrict. And yes, you can gain 5 seats, Republicans. That's going to be super important because, lo and behold, in the Senate, we've got Republicans, John Thune, Lindsey Graham, right? John Kennedy. How many more do we want to name? Who are slowing the process of anything happening for Donald Trump's agenda. His appointments getting confirmed, his things being passed, ratified, what have you. What are you doing? What do you do, John? What do you do? Besides not much. Let's get to this, though. So the Supreme Court says to Texas, go ahead, redistrict. Indiana's like, yeah, the House, let's do it. The Senate, run by Republicans, says, I don't think so. Really? Pennsylvania has a similar sucky party here as well. Pennsylvania, the Republicans. The Republican-controlled Indiana State Senate voted Thursday to reject the redrawn districting map that could have potentially meant an increase of 2 GOP U.S. House members in the 2026 midterms. Yeah, we really don't want to do that. I want you to hear Chris Garter. He is the Senate Majority Leader, clearly a Republican who is disgusted that his colleagues hit the brakes on doing something so basic that could be so beneficial next year.
Some will say these maps are political. Let me be clear. You're damn right they are. Political policy is political. Safe streets are political. Look at Indianapolis. Affordable electricity is political. A drug-free Indiana is political. Peace in the Middle East is political. I dealt with it firsthand. If drawing a map that secures 2 more seats for the Republican Party means that we continue to see overdose deaths drop by 20%, then I'll draw that map every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. If drawing a map means that we'll continue to see a 93% drop in illegal immigration, then I'll sign it with a smile on my face. We're not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We're here to be active agents of American greatness. So I ask you, do not shrink from this moment. Do not hide behind tradition when the future of the Republic is at stake, because make no mistake, that's what the scope of your vote is today.
We are not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We are here to be active agents of American greatness. We have warriors in this country. That gentleman would be one of them. I didn't do a deep dive on him, but it sounds like he served his military. You have warriors in Kristi Noem, and then you have the Willows, the Tim Wallses, the Don Lemmings, the people who bitch, bitch, bitch all day long, and yet they are the problem. I agree with you, sir. There are a lot of Republicans out there that need to reevaluate their cards. When we come back on the Wendy Bell Radio program, hour number 3 already. Holy mackerel. Excusing theft of taxpayer money and ballot harvesting by calling it racist. If you call them out, you're racist? Oh, yeah, this is a good one. You're going to enjoy this moniker. It's next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network. Disinfectwithsniper.com. That's how you get the spices. And this is the exciting news from our friend Kelly Morgan. Ignite 90 is live nationwide. live nationwide. So if you live in Rhode Island and you're like, Wendy talks about these people and they lose all of this weight, like this guy who lost 100 pounds of fat in 8 months. And she talks about this program called Ignite 90. It's 90 days and you get some testing done and you meet with Kelly online and she gives you some ideas about foods you should eat and foods you should stay away from and how much food you should have. And then she gives you exercises that you're supposed to be able to go do. And then you do it 90 days later, you come back and you get your testing, you test and see how you feel, how you weigh. And you've lost weight, you've lost inches, you've lost fat, and you've gained everything that you could possibly want. Now it's available for you. If you live in Rhode Island, Texas, California, Oregon, Idaho, it doesn't matter. MoreGainsFitness.com. MoreGainsFitness.com. Before on the top, after on the bottom, right? MoreGainsFitness.com. Before on the left, abs, calf muscles, biceps. On the right, what? She's so cute. I love it. And now you can do it. And you can do it at home. Right? 90 days. By Valentine's Day. You could be, what, 20 pounds lighter? 25 pounds lighter? Life-changing, but, you know, she does it with the exercise. So you lose the weight, but you don't get all flabby. It's important. It's a good combination. I like it. MoreGainsFitness.com. So how many people have texted you today already?
No.
I didn't.
No.
No, I did. You texted me good morning, because you always do, because you're always late to wake up. And
I text you after I feed the dog.
Mm-hmm. And I've already been up and doing stuff, of course, but whatever. And then I wrote, happy birth. I worked with a guy who called it birthday. And I'm like, dude, stop. I mean, colloquially, that's like, stop. We can oscillate at a higher level than that. Our frequency goes higher than that. Let's try to crank it up a notch. But he also had breath that would melt your hair. We'd come back from commercial breaks.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I literally would sit like this. Like, how is it possible that you don't know that? Isn't your nose right by your mouth? It's like, I pictured this like, yeah. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, I'm a terrible person. Don Lemming.
Oh,
What?
I'm flying blind, so
Wow. Do we trust Kelly?
Not really, but
I trust Kelly implicitly. How would you say not really? That's terrible.
Well, skeptical of everybody.
All right, who did I forget? I haven't talked about Dr. Simkovich yet. Monday's the day. So while we're on the air on Monday, I'm going to be feeling like I did yesterday about waiting for Bob and Chris to get into Clemson or not. I'm going to feel that way about our friend. I'm going to be edgy and anxious all day. And I'm going to be hoping, I hope that Dr. Simkovich can help her. So Brock and I have a friend. I love her, adore her. She's mid-60s. She's just a great girl.
Yeah.
And she's got just terrible tremors, terrible essential tremors. And so it's like, you know, she's trying to hold a glass. It's like this, right? And there's nothing she could do. There's no medication to take. There's nothing. And she's like, she kind of gave up. It's been 40 years. And she gave up. And she's like, well, I'm never going to wear makeup again because I can't put on mascara like this, right? She can't even hold a glass. And I said to Dr. Simkovich, I said, do you think you could take a look at her? And his wife, Stacy, was like, I don't really, we'll absolutely consult with her for sure. And she went in and he said, I need you to get this test done and this test done. And she did. And she went to her PCP and she got an MRI and she did this other stuff, blood work. And he's like, let's give it a go. And I'm like, what is there to lose? You've got nothing to lose, right? But maybe there's something magic there. Dr. Simkovich, SimkovichConcussionInstitute.com. Like, it's crazy what he does. There's no surgery. Nobody's cutting into you. There's no blood. You don't have to worry about needles. You don't have to be trepidatious about that. You're just going to be with someone who cares about you and has the skills to fix you by putting his fingers in your mouth and moving things around. What? 412-366-3700. 412-366-3700. SimkovichConcussionInstitute.com. Do I get my AR-15 today?
I don't know.
How badass would I look holding an AR-15? You know it, right? Huh?
I don't know. You should have put a request in. It's going to be disappointing if it's a letdown. All that buildup. He's fired.
Kelly's great.
He's
I love
fired.
him. Shut up.
5,
Wow.
4, 3, 2, 1. Wendy Bell, America's anchor mom, fighting for America 1 hour at a time. Welcome to the family.
Listen to Nicole Wallace.
She called ABC's Rachel Scott today, quote, obnoxious and terrible. Why are you talking like that?
Why are you talking like that?
Called Caitlin Collins, quote, stupid and nasty. Because this is my voice.
This is my voice.
He said, are you stupid?
Because nobody actually talks like this. You choose to talk like this. And today I chose to talk like this.
To CBS journalist Nancy Cortez, called the New York Times Katie Rogers, quote, ugly. Why are you so rude, man?
Just stop doing that.
On November 18th, he called ABC's Mary Bruce terrible and insubordinate. I can't help it. It's my voice.
No, it's not. It's an affectation that annoying teenagers and rich people use to sound like they don't give.
This is sick. This is sick.
No, it's not. Unless you're Eunice Kennedy Shriver, knock it off.
3 hours of bold truth and excellence. You've just signed up for the WBR Army. Strap in. This is the Wendy Bell radio program.
Welcome back. Hour number 3 of the Wendy Bell radio program is on the clock. You know, this whole accountability thing that we have a problem with in America, we have a whole generation. It's not even a generation. I wonder what it is. Is it a political party that wants to never be held accountable for the things they do or fail to do? Because I don't think it's broad enough to just throw stones at the Democrats. I think it's an epidemic. And I think it starts at home. Like, if you're allowed to blame other people for your lack of time, your lack of attention, this is why I was on pins and needles last night. So I'm in the kitchen. My twins, who are seniors in high school, know that at 6 o'clock on the dot, their inboxes are going to go bing, and Clemson University is going to be letting them know, yes, you got in, or sorry, Charlie, it's not happening, right? Now, here's why I was edgy. So one boy did better than the other boy on the SAT. Did quite a bit better than the other boy on the SAT. And so the other boy was going to take the SAT again to see if he could maybe ratchet up his numbers a little bit. So we went online and paid for it on my credit card, of course, and registered to take the SAT, which he then promptly slept through. Okay? So like the last date that you could possibly take the test to beef up your score to see if you can maybe give yourself a little breathing room. Is it worth it to you? Is it worth it to you? Because his brother was studying for the SAT while we were on a family vacation in freaking Costa Rica. I looked around. I'm like, where did he go? Oh, he's in his room. He's studying for the SAT. Say what? And he was gone for hours. Lo and behold, here come the results. And that particular boy did about 60 to 70 points better than his brother. And the brother is like, dang it, right? There's competition. But dang it, I'm worried because I'm now on the cusp of maybe my dream school, Clemson, not accepting me. But it wasn't enough for him to not sleep through the test, right? I didn't say anything. I took $60 out of his bank account to pay for the test. Bugger off, moron. But if it's not important enough for you to wake up to set 74 million alarms, whatever you got to do, to show up and go and take it again, I don't know what to say to you. That's on you. You've got to make your bed. Whatever decision comes, there was that side of me. And it's terrible to say this, and I will deny it if he asks me, because I know he doesn't listen to the show. He's in school. But if he didn't get in, I would have almost been okay with it. How else are you going to learn? You know, people don't excel in life by doing the bare minimum. We don't achieve beautiful things by sleeping in. There is a price that comes with dreaming. And it's called sacrifice. It's called choosing. You have to prioritize. You have to manage multiple things. You have to juggle. You have to care. But beyond that, you got to freaking show up. And so there's that side in the mom in me that would be like, you know, it would almost be twisted justice, sweet justice. Maybe it would be a slap in the face. Maybe it would be the, you know what, honey, you're really smart. But at some point, you're going to not be able to mail it in and exceed and excel. At some point, that day stops and you're going to look in the mirror and say, oh, snap. I've really never worked my hardest at anything. I don't even know what that means. It's kind of sad, don't you think? We are in this place now in this country where you're not allowed to be honest anymore. You're not allowed to be funny in comedy because that's offensive. You're not allowed to tell the truth about this or that because that's racist. You're not allowed to call out a reporter and say, quiet, piggy, because that's misogynistic. You're not allowed to say that people crossing the border shouldn't be because that's nationalistic. You can't say that the Somali community is ripping us off blind because that's discriminatory. You know what? Everybody who says that, shut up. Because the rest of us are tired of you. Because you've whittled down this country to a mediocrity level that is disgusting. We are not a land of mediocrity. We are not a land of racists and misogyny. We are a land of a lot of hardworking people. And we're freaking tired of other people wanting it easy. We're tired of watching other people get benefits that we pay for by getting up and showing up every damn day. And if you happen to be black and you get called out for it and you want to drop the racism card, shame on you. Because you know what? There was actual systemic racism. There were people who died because of it. And there were others who went to war and fought against their brothers over it. You petty, petulant little dirtbag, Don Lemon. I want you to hear what this clown had to say yesterday. He says Trump supporters at the Pennsylvania rally earlier this week who started chanting about Ilhan Omar, who demonstrably has enriched herself tens of millions of dollars with the ballot harvesting and the welfare fraud that should piss off everybody who works. They were chanting, send her back. Send her back to Somalia. Don't lie about marrying your brother. Don't break federal law and expect to be able to fail upwards all your life because you're dark-skinned. He calls it racist. He called MAGA racist. If Don Lemon was near me right now, he would not like that. Listen.
Send her back. And they're screaming it. And people wonder why when I say, in order to be in the MAGA movement, either you're racist or you had to overlook a lot of racism. And so which is worse? That you didn't prioritize that racism isn't enough to make it disqualifying for Donald Trump to be president or to be a supporter of Donald Trump? No one can deny, if you look at that rally, that has, to me, that's reminiscent of the Klan rallies, of these racist rallies, or these neo-Nazi rallies. And that audience, as Jennifer just said in the chat, loves it. And I wasn't going to say the Klan rally at first, but it looks like a Klan rally, and saying, send her back, telling people to go back where they came from. Can you get more racist than that?
You know what, Don? Being black doesn't give you license to be a bad person. It doesn't give you license to break the law and get away with it. It doesn't give you license to rip people off. It doesn't give you license to serve in our Congress and be a scumbag. And if you want to make it an excuse, well, you clearly are not plugged in to the barometer of this country, because we're done with it. You should want every black representative in Congress, Don, to represent the black community in addition to their own constituents to the finest level. That means behaving with decorum. That means knowing the language. And it means not lying and ripping off the American people. People shouting "send her back" are not racist. You twit. And me calling you that doesn't make me racist. Yes, you're black, but you're black doesn't make you stupid. You're stupid because you're stupid. Stop saying that I'm racist because you played the black card. We're done with that. America has graduated from that. Did you see James Othmeyer, the new AG in Florida, is suing Starbucks because of reverse discrimination? There is no reverse. Some of the most discriminatory, racist people I know aren't white, by the way. But apparently Starbucks in Florida has been discriminating against white people, hiring only black people or Hispanics or people who look not white, as though white is a scourge. You can't do that. I hope he sues them for everything they've got. And meanwhile, speaking of warriors versus Willows, Dawn would be your lackey, 0 IQ Willow. Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy's running for governor of Minnesota? Yeah. Guy went to bat for everything, lost everything he had, and isn't done fighting. I'll take the warrior over the Willow any day, Dawn. And that has nothing to do with you being black. When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, the number of Americans who are 401k millionaires. Oh my. Next. There we go.
The worst part is Dawn's husband's
white. What? Kamala's husband's a white Jew, right? Whatever, you do you. You know, and the funny thing is, when I look at LaMonica McIver,
she's the worst.
I despise her, not because of her blackness. It has absolutely no bearing on my hatred for her. She is a low IQ, toxic woman who does nothing to benefit any discussion at any time. I despise that. Has nothing to do with her ovaries. Has nothing to do with her melanin. You're a dirtbag.
Yeah.
And if you want to say that I'm racist for saying that because you're black, try again.
You're still a dirtbag.
I'm a freaking international racist. Okay? I have been for 10 years, right? I wear it as a proud badge of honor now because it's so preposterous. And by the way, that allegation should be like water off of a duck's back. How does that impact you? Oh, yeah? Racist. Please. That's all you've got? Please tell me you've got death threats in your back pocket.
Yeah, if my words offend you, grow a spine. Because your words don't offend me. Your stupidity does. Your ignorance does. But your words, what do they say? Better to keep your mouth shut and assume to be stupid than open it and verify that you're stupid, something like that. Or remove all doubt.
I'm so over it. And Don is a 2-bit washed up zero.
He's a hateful bastard.
He is just a nasty, nasty human being. You know, I am many things. I can have a very sharp tongue. I know that. But I tell the truth. If you disagree with my truth and I offend you, okay.
That's the problem.
That's
if you
okay.
disagree with
That's okay.
not your truth, the truth. That's not my problem. My problem is you're an idiot and can't understand the truth.
Yes.
The facts don't change because you want them to.
Yes.
LaMonica MacGyver. The facts are you're a dirtbag.
Yes.
You broke the law.
You went to a detention facility to create a ridiculous
to fundraise.
To do what
That's
Alex Padilla did.
Yeah.
Lunging at Kristi Noem. Wasn't it Kristi Noem? Yeah, he lunged at her.
Well, he didn't lunge. He ran up and made a scene.
Well, no, I'm going to use the word that everybody lunge.
Yeah, well.
I'll give you a lunge. With my
throat punch.
I'm so over it, right? It doesn't work on us. You're not going to shame me. I'm not going to bend over backwards for a black person because they're black, right? This is what Clarence Thomas warned us about.
Yes.
He's like, no.
And
no
it's not
affirmative
racist
action.
to call him an Uncle Tom.
No affirmative action. No. Well, how could you possibly say that? Because every black person who deserves to go to medical school because they friggin' woke up and did the work and took the test and earned it is going to be looked at by their white classmates as, well, she only got in because she's black. How injurious is that? Right? It's almost like I had a few things to say about that.
I'll make you smile. You got a text. Your gun may be in the car. May. So take that for what it's worth. May. I don't know.
Tom, suck it.
Wow.
Well, welcome back to the Wendy Bell radio program. You know, the reason I'm super fussy about this whole excuse world we live in, you have to be responsible for you, right? You know, when I was a little girl and I had a birthday party and nobody came to my birthday party, I didn't call them haters. I didn't look at all of these girls that didn't show for a reason because I was a lousy person and I was a bad friend. I didn't look at them and call them names. Oh, yeah, well, you're a blah, blah, blah. I looked in the mirror at a very young age and said, oh, my, I'm the problem. I better do some freaking soul searching. I better come to find a reason to change because this path I'm on ain't working. And what a hurtful thing to have happen. How embarrassing. How god-awful. Changed me forever. At like 10, I could look in the mirror and be like, that's not who you want to be, babe. Got to figure it out. Got to do the work. We're tired of people taking the easy shortcut. I'm talking to Stacey Washington. You know that name if you listen to Sirius XM, right? Stacey on the right. She hosts a program. She was on my Newsmax show as one of the panelists. We were talking about Somalia and Ilhan Omar and all this stuff. And she said on the show, and she's right. She's like, you know, as they were stealing, you and I were getting up and we were going to work. and you were getting up at 2:30 in the morning when nobody should be getting up, and you were putting together your show, and you were working on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever you were doing, and you were putting in the time. My kids, she was like, I have 3 kids. All of them are working. We're all working. Everybody is we're not stealing. We're not cutting corners. We're not looking for handouts. We're not ripping off the system. We're not screwing over taxpayers. We're not lying to investigators. We're working. We're working. We're tired of it. And I don't care what you look like. If you're stealing, send them back. Send them back. Send them all back. Period. I want you to hear this story, though. 401k millionaires. Wait a minute. We're supposed to not be doing well. Well, apparently people are generationally getting with the program. Start young. Invest a little bit young. Get a 401k if you have a job. Sign up for the 401k, but I'm not making a whole lot of money. Yeah, but you don't know what you don't get in your paycheck. Until 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years down the road, when, lo and behold, that little itty bitty bit, which you've grown and grown and grown as your pay has grown, you give more, get a match. Well, a record number, 654,000 Americans, are now 401k millionaires. Why? That's the process. You don't show up at 65 and say, oh, snap, I haven't done anything. You show up at 22 and you do the work and you keep the job and you advance. This is the rub on minimum wage nonsense. You're not supposed to work a minimum wage life all your life, or minimum wage job all your life. McDonald's is not a career unless you're in management, right? You're the fry guy. You're not supposed to be the fry guy at 55. You advance, you grow. You're supposed to grow your nest egg, invest, think about it, plan for the future. No, I want what's now. And if I don't have what's now because I made bad decisions, I'm not going to take responsibility. I want you to hear Caroline Levitt. She had a great audio soundbite yesterday about making sure the media remember who destroyed the economy and now who's fighting every day to bring it back. Listen.
On the economic front, after inheriting the worst inflation crisis in over 4 decades, President Trump's pro-growth policies are making tremendous progress to make America affordable again. Under the painful Biden years, inflation reached a record high 9% and devoured Americans' purchasing power. In President Trump's term thus far, inflation has dropped to an average of just 2.7%, marking critical progress. The Trump administration is working hard every single day to bring down the cost of living through bigger paychecks and lower prices. Real wages are finally on the rise again and on pace to increase to roughly $1,200 for the average American worker this year. To put that into perspective, real wages declined by almost $3,000 under the Biden administration. That means Americans right now are on track already to make up 1/3 of the $3,000 in lost wages under Joe Biden.
100%. You know what you can have when you have more money coming in because it's not lost wages? You have the opportunity, you have the privilege to consider contributing to a 401k. You know what happens when you get rid of tens of millions of illegal aliens who've gobbled up all of the housing? The cost of housing goes down. It's amazing. You know what happens when you stop covering for free health care? All of these millions of illegals who crossed our border, lo and behold, you can get quality health care again. What? You know what happens when you get rid of all of the illegal alien children who've been somehow adopted into our school system because the whole thing's a grift? Test scores start to rebound. Oh, why? Because people speak our language? Really? And then who are the people who want it to stay the way it is? Broken, busted, beleaguered. It's no question. When we come back on the Wendy Bell radio program, Democrats do not care about you or your family. I know. People are going to be like, what? That's a big statement. No, it really isn't. I can prove it to you. I've got the case. I'll make it for you moments away. Don't go anywhere. Next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network.
They break. Did they break? Oh, she's not plugged in.
No, I had yanked it with my flailing arms, and I was worried that I might have done something to the actual connection.
All right, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
You
That
should
happens
probably-
after
you
50,
should-
you know.
You should probably browbeat them.
Well, when I just last looked, we had 333. I guess it's better than 666, but. All right, let's see if we can get you guys over the hump. Can we get to 3.5, 3.6? It's 250 people. Look at all of you. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness. Carlos. Is it Carlos? Wendy, I love your energy and good political judgment. I hope President Trump can bring all those prove we need to indict the deep state. Yes, all traitors to our country. I agree. T. Brooks, $10. T. Taking back trash. Is that what it is? I don't know what that's. $10. Thank you, T. Brooks. $50. Insignificant peon. 20. That is so nice. I mean, you don't have to do that. I know you know that, but you're so nice. Lexus, thank you. $50. John. You're a doll. $20. At L Mr. Wombat, whatever it is, 50. Aviator, hi baby, 20. Dr. Gerald, 15. Jenny, 50. Frederick, $1. Froggy, 50. And Team Zeppelin, 10. That's just, you guys are lovely, and I love you. Thank you. Got a lot going on here, guys. Oh. Thank you.
Jeez, what are you, blind?
What do you mean?
Size of your font.
Oh, I was just zooming in. Yes, I am blind. Thank you. It happens after 50, Jag. At least I don't have your prostate.
Wow.
If you want to dance.
Did you see your text?
What?
Well, maybe you didn't get it.
Thanks. No, I see FedEx has delivered something I didn't order, so somebody at my house did.
Your suck it comment, Tom, did not affect him.
I don't think it would. Whatever.
Did you pre-read?
No.
Because why would you?
Listen to you like criticizing me for not pre-reading. Did you pre-read?
No.
Why not?
Because I got an onslaught this morning.
Oh, for the love of all that's holy. I'll take over the freaking Bad Joke Friday. Whatever.
You'd have to open your emails.
I can open my emails. I have 7,000 of them. What? Like, I don't know.
27 minutes.
I mean, why are you counting down? Are you trying to get away? Want to get away? Wiener.
Did you just call me a wiener?
I did. I called you a wiener.
No, that's hurtful.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see.
Hurtful. Get ready. Never give me enough time. The onslaught was probably 8 to 9 sound bites, with editing in 3 of them because she chose to take ones with swearing in them.
Wait, what did you just say?
I had about 8 to 10 sound bites I had to take after like, oh, here's some of them. And then I had to bleep out.
Yep, you sure did. Thank God you know how to do your job.
Is there a Sunday show?
No.
No. There's also no pet show. I probably will not be sober enough.
There will not be a pet show?
No. It's also a holiday party for Dr. Mike.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Our friend isolated part of a picture.
Of course.
I didn't even know.
Of course.
A Wendy Bell radio program. It's great to be with you. You know, and this is a bold, I mean, it's a bold statement, but it's really not a bold statement if you live in Realville. Democrats do not care about you or your family. And I want to say this because it was proven to us yesterday when Kristi Noem was sitting before this House hearing. I forget what it was. It's a House Homeland Security Committee hearing. And do you really think that LaMonica McIver from New Jersey, who has been brought up for rebuke for her intervening with ICE operations in New Jersey, do you really think that she should be serving on this Homeland Security Committee when she behaves in that fashion? Isn't that a huge conflict of interest? Like, is this as good as you have it on the left? Because that's what I said about Mitt Romney and John McCain when I switched parties and I became a libertarian. You mean to tell me, GOP, that Mitt Romney is your answer, that that's the guy? You mean to tell me that John McCain is the person you're putting your eggs in the basket of? Are you crazy? After that happened, I was done, toast. Until Donald Trump came along. And then we had reason to be encouraged. The point-blank assassination of West Virginia National Guard member Sarah Beckstrom. She was laid to rest yesterday in West Virginia. Full military honors. She's a baby. Was she 21? Could she barely even drink? And some guy from Afghanistan that Joe Biden brought here, Operation Allies Welcome, load up on the plane, bring everybody. We're vetting everybody. We know who everybody is. It's perfect. It's an emergency. Hurry, get them here. And while you're there, roll up your sleeve. We've got this new shot for you. Got it. This guy, who, for whatever reason, hates America and put a gun to her head. Can you imagine? Then can you imagine if the response of your elected leaders was as flippant and disregarding as Benny Thompson? This guy is a zero. He is an IQ apocalypse, right? Like, don't we deserve better? Shouldn't Democrats want people who are smart? Because this dude is not one of them, right? But he said something. I want to play this for you. I'm going to say this is how it started. So Kristi Noem's in the hot seat. Benny Thompson is trying to get her to admit that it was President Trump's administration that signed the papers or whatever for this guy who allegedly killed Sarah Beckstrom, granting him parole or whatever it was. And Christie doesn't take the bait. She does take umbrage with the fact that a sitting member of Congress would so flippantly and cavalierly disregard the point-blank assassination of a young woman in our country and just simply call it an unfortunate accident. He didn't call it an act of terrorism. He didn't call it stone-cold terror. He didn't call it American hatred, which has been fomented by so much on the left. He called it an unfortunate incident. You know, an incident is a fender bender. An incident is when somebody's rogue shopping cart comes crashing into your car. An unfortunate incident isn't somebody who shouldn't be here taking a gun out, shooting you in the chest, and then taking it to your head just to make sure. Okay, Benny? And this is where it started. Let's listen in.
NCTC reference the unfortunate accident that occurred with the National Guardsman being killed.
You think that was an unfortunate accident?
I mean,
It was a terrorist attack.
Wait. Look, I'll get it straight. Then you can
He shot our
respond.
National Guardsman in the head.
Look, Mr. Chairman, will you direct the witness to allow me to ask my question?
Ace! Benny! You're 1,000 years old! The word is ask! Speak the way you should! Where do you think you are? Where do you think you are, sir? You are a sitting member of Congress. You are the main dude on the House, whatever the hell, unselect committee on whatever, January 6th. Mr. Chairman, let me ask. I can't even say it wrong. What is wrong with you? That's not colloquial. You sound like an idiot. And you sound further like a moron by calling it an unfortunate accident. It wasn't an accident. It was stone cold murder. And this is how it ended.
You think that was an unfortunate accident?
I mean,
It was a terrorist attack.
Wait. Look, I'll get it straight. Then you can
He shot our
respond.
National Guardsman in the head.
Look, Mr. Chairman, will you direct the witness to allow me to ask my question? It was an unfortunate situation, but you blamed it solely on Joe Biden. I want you to know who approved the asylum application for this same person.
Mr. Thompson, this individual that came into the country.
No, I want to know who approved.
Congressman Thompson, I want you to understand when this individual came into the country, he came under
I'm not going to let you.
Evacuation of Afghanistan under Operation Allies Welcome, was thoroughly vetted by the Biden administration at that point in time, allowed into our country, and then was never followed up. I want to remind everybody in Congress.
Reclaim my time.
We follow the law. And every asylum is supposed to have a check-in every single year, and the Biden administration failed to do that. They vetted this individual, allowed them into our country, and did not do due diligence.
Witness will allow the gentleman to ask his question.
Yes or no? Who approved the asylum claim?
The application on the asylum was thoroughly filled out by information that was gathered by the Biden administration.
So the Biden administration approved the asylum.
The asylum application was put into place under the rules established by the Biden administration.
Don't tell us that you were vetting everybody when you weren't vetting anybody. And then don't try to point fingers at your number one scapegoat. How dare you call that an unfortunate accident? Well, how low can you go? Because it went lower. Here's Democrat Rep. Julie Johnson. She says that Sarah Beckstrom was killed because people are channeling their frustration over the lack of respect and regard the DS agents are giving the illegals who broke the law to get here. Really?
You can't just snatch somebody walking into a coffee shop because of the color of their skin. There's no probable cause for that. And also that you will get due process. And that is not happening. And so what you're seeing is an overwhelming frustration of the American people in this country that the lack of respect and regard for the rule of law by this administration, and in particular by this secretary, is at a level that we have never seen and violates all of the constitutional norms and all of the principles of legal fairness in this country. And you're seeing that manifest itself in threats to law enforcement and bubbling over because people are frustrated. And they are channeling that frustration because the administration is not listening.
Oh, the administration is not listening because people broke the law because you let it happen. And people are channeling their frustration. So that's okay for an Afghan guy to hold a gun to the head of a National Guard soldier and pull the trigger? Are you out of your mind? That is where we are with the rock stars, the Willows, the affected folks on the left who only see one thing, that Donald Trump is destroying the gravy train, that he has pulled the plug on the swamp, and that it is starting to drain, and they are panicked. Do not lose these illegals. We need them to vote. Just hold on until next November. No. Send them back. And it's not racist to say that. You guys ready? Takes us on the road to build a snowman in a place that has not seen snow since 1977. I love it. Do not miss Bad Joke Friday on tap next on the Wendy Bell Radio Network.
How does that joke start?
None of his classmates.
Yes, that's correct. Read it. It'll make sense. Three, 4, 7. Let's go. Can we get the 3, 5?
I beg your pardon. I did not mean to panic you. You are correct.
No, well, this morning it was sucking 2 pages. It stuck 4 pages at a time. This printer is the bane of my existence.
Maybe I should have gotten you that then instead of a grill. Would have been cheaper.
Wow. Wow.
I have a picture of you smiling like an idiot next to that grill, by the way. Our mutual friend sent it to me.
Yeah, Jenny, $50. Happy birthday to my boyfriend Brock. I hope you have the most fabulous day. This also comes from Atlanta Doc Wilt Wombat. Beers and scars on us. Ginger 277, $20. Happy birthday, Brock. Thank you. Once again, unnecessary, but appreciated. Thank you. We were late on jokes. That's a good joke, though.
Let me hold on. I'll
because you don't see it coming. Did you find some? I don't think we'll need them.
Oh my God, this coffee smells so good. Jeez.
I wouldn't know. You sequester it around you in your car. And...
I mean, literally, just.
It is the best coffee. It really is.
It is.
Where did I get my hat? Boston Scally Company. 8.5 minutes.
Okay. I guess you've got, all right, whatever. Okay. I want to thank you guys. Excuse me. I want to thank you guys for yet another great week. I mean, your generosity is limitless. Yeah. And I know I was very salty today about the whole race thing. I'm tired of excuses. You know, your gender doesn't give you an excuse for being a jerk any more than your skin color does, or your zip code, or your religion,
or your hormones,
or whatever. When you're a jerk, you're a jerk. So you can either say, I'm sorry I was a jerk, or you can forever be mystified by why nobody likes you.
I will just say this. I'm going to preemptive. I'm sorry I was a jerk. So no matter what I do, I have that one in the bank.
Look at that stupid look on his face. Look at that look. Right?
Wow.
I hate birthdays. I don't need. And then
I didn't do anything.
The P.O. box. The mail is. I've already pre-read a couple of them. I got a couple good ones. Are you guys ready to get to work here? Because let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just flew in from New York, and boy, my arm's tired. I'm joking, of course. Anywho, welcome to the Comedy Club. Won't you give it up to Wendy and Brock for Bad Joke Friday?
Well, the first joke today comes from Dr. Richard Rafferty from the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh, as usual, and here's how it goes. A man lives alone and is having his 80th birthday. His friends thought it would be funny to send him an escort for his birthday. So the old man hears a knock on the door, and he opens it up, and there's a beautiful woman standing there. Can I help you? He asks her. She says, I'm your birthday present. Your friends sent me over. I'm here to offer you super sex.
Ooh.
The man hesitates for a minute, and he looks at her, and he says, I'll take this soup.
Sounds like a good choice. What did Ilhan Omar's husband say when he found out she was cheating on him?
What?
I'm telling Mom.
Why can't you play Uno with Mexicans?
I don't know.
Because they keep all the green cards. That's rude.
I told but it's funny.
Yes, it is.
I told my wife she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised.
You know who's got eyebrows like that? The woman who's married to the rich guy from Dell, Michael Dell. Have you seen her pictures? Woo, boy. What do you call an elf who sings? An elf who sings. A rapper.
Oh, God.
I know it's bad.
Got fired for my job as a masseuse.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I rub people the wrong way.
Gosh, why is Christmas just like your job? I mean, you do all the work, and a fat guy in the suit gets all the credits. Okay. Good joke Friday.
I finally did it. I bought a pair of memory foam insoles.
Nice.
No more forgetting why I walked into the kitchen.
Oh my gosh. My doctor.
That sounds like a joke for you.
My doctor told me sniffing rosemary would be good for my health. When I came into his office a few weeks later, looking like a train wreck, he asked me what happened, and I told him I'd been sniffing rosemary regularly, like he had suggested. But today, her husband came home early.
I actually glued myself to my autobiography, but no one believes me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
When I was little, I had 2 kidneys. Now that I'm grown up, I have 2 adult knees.
Oh,
I know.
You need to read the other one you laughed at, but
Yes.
just a reminder how hard you push that envelope, it'll always be stationary.
You know, none of his classmates liked him because of his stupidity and clumsiness, especially his teacher, who was always yelling at him. You're driving me mad, Tyrone. Well, one day, Tyrone's mom came to school to check on how he was doing. And the teacher said, Mom, honestly, her son was simply a disaster, getting very low marks, that she had never seen such a stupid boy in her entire career. The mom was shocked at the feedback and withdrew her son from school, moved out of Detroit, relocating to Cleveland. 25 years later, the teacher was diagnosed with an almost incurable cardiac disease. All the doctors strongly advised her to have this heart surgery, which only one surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic could perform. Left with no other options, the teacher decided to have the operation, which was successful. When she opened her eyes after the surgery, she saw a handsome young doctor smiling down at her. She wanted to thank him, but she couldn't talk. Her face started to turn blue. She raised her hand trying to tell him something, but then she died. What? The doctor was shocked, wondering what went wrong so suddenly. And then he turned around and saw our friend Tyrone, janitor at the clinic, who had unplugged the life support equipment in order to connect his vacuum cleaner. Don't tell me that you thought Tyrone became a heart surgeon. You laughed too early, you
I
turd.
know. I knew it was coming. Two older gentlemen were sitting around discussing their sex lives when one told the other he had Social Security sex.
Oh.
Social Security sex? What's that? The man replied. I get a little each month, but not enough to live on.
A new airplane has been developed that cannot crash. Made from rubber polymers, it will just bounce. The craft was invented by Boeing.
Oh, my.
I know.
Why did the Mexican take anxiety medication?
Why?
It was due to his Hispanic attacks.
Just remember, it takes two people to destroy a relationship, so it's not just her fault. It's also her mother's.
H2O is on the inside of a hydrant. What is on the outside? K9P.
Oh, jeez. My daughter took her driving test today. She got 8 out of 10. The other 2 was lucky enough to jump out of her way. Were, I would say. That's so stupid.
It's a woman joke. It's funny.
Curious, if a war breaks out between India and Pakistan, who will call or who will answer the call at the phone at the call center?
Oh, you butchered it. You butchered it. It's funny.
Oh my God. Happy birthday, Brock. Guys, have a great weekend. Love you. See you Monday. Peace.